Okay, okay. All right, we're live. Everybody, welcome to the After Hours Live show. It's your homeboy G-Lew. And tonight we have a very, very special guest. We got my homeboy with us. My homeboy Mr. Poizon and his lovely wife, Miss Norma, is with us. Before we get started, Mr. Poizon, man, give everybody a spill, man, a quick background check if you would. Just anything you want to let the people know about yourself, homie, before we get started.
Hey, sure, absolutely. First of all, thank you, G-Lew, for allowing me and my wife an opportunity to come out and share with your viewers. Yeah, my nickname is Mr. Poizon. I'm I can't say I'm a former gang member because I'm still from the gang, you know.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I'm not active, you know, but
Right.
I still have a lot of influence on my homeboys, you know, and I try to be a positive influence. I'm So basically my nickname is Poizon. This is my beautiful wife, Lady P, aka Norma.
Lady P.
We've been married for what, 23 years? 24 years. Excuse me.
24 years. Wow.
And yeah, I grew up in Boyle Heights. I'm from the Boyle Heights 13 gang. I've been tattooing full time for the last 12 years. I'm gonna be 50 years old this year. I've been tattooing off and on since I was 15, and
that's big.
Yeah, so I've been tattooing off and on since I was 15 years old, and I just I got interested in doing social media in the last 2 years. In the last 12 years, we've lost about 200 customers to the streets, man, to the gang life, you know, and
wow.
You know, a lot of what we don't really speak about in the gang life is the trauma that we're left with, you know, the scars that we're left with, you know, because for some of us, our homies are like our family members. You know, there was homies of mine that I'd be locked up, bro, and I'd be praying. I mean, literally would get on my knees and pray for some of my homeboys, bro, because I knew that they were reckless, you know?
Right.
And me, I was a calculated gang member, bro. I made sure I got in and out, you know, and I took every precaution, you know, to make sure that I protected my neck, you know, but I had homies that were reckless. I'm sure you did too, G.
Yeah.
And so when we seen those homeboys die, you know, we take it real hard, you know, and so I was left with those scars. So when I began tattooing full time, I was spending hours with some of these cats, you know, and I'm living in North Long Beach now, right? And so
okay,
the majority of my customers, I would say 80% of my customers are black, and
right.
they're Crips and Bloods from Compton, LA, Long Beach.
Because you're right on that border right there. North Long Beach is right on the border with Compton. That's what's up.
Yes,
yeah,
sir. I'm right next to the 91 freeway.
Okay.
I'm literally right up, like you can hear them coming right now.
Right.
A lot of that, right?
That's what's up. Shout out to Compton and Long Beach.
We get a lot of activity around here.
That's right. Hold on a sec. Okay. Well, my boy Conejo is gonna join us in 1 second. Shout out to my boy Conejo. That's my co-host. But what I want to ask you though, what I wanted to get into, let's go back a bit, man. Because this is one thing I wanted to touch on as well during the interview about your rich history and your upbringing in the Aliso Village, which is no longer here anymore. And I wanted to touch on this because Aliso Village, man, is like that's like some, I mean, those projects, it's so much history over there, man, and so many stories, but just so much for that area right there. Boyle Heights,
yes, sir.
East LA. I mean, and the phenomenal, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but just Aliso Village has so much rich history. You got so many different neighborhoods and gangs and crews within that one project that no other project in LA has ever seen like that. You know what I mean? And I wanted to touch on that, my boy. So if you could tell us just a little bit about growing up in Aliso Village, man, what you remember.
Absolutely. I was born in 1971, so I might have lived in the projects from from as far as I can remember. Right, I put my my earliest childhood memories would start around I guess around 4 or 5 years old. Right.
Okay.
So I lived in the projects for about, I would say we moved out of the project, or actually we got kicked out of projects around, I was around 8. But I kept going back down to the projects. Let's close the window. We're gonna close this window, bro, because we live right next to the freeway.
Okay. Okay. It's all good.
So we get a lot of
It's
traffic
all
over
good,
here.
my boy.
The
It's all good, homie.
Compton doesn't have a trauma center, bro. So we got a lot of trauma patients, right, coming from Compton and all over the area. And we live right down the street from the Lakewood Regional Medical Center, and that's the local trauma center. So we constantly get ambulances coming through here.
Right.
In Compton every day.
That's just what it is, man.
Like
you know that.
Dying, bro. So yeah, growing up in the projects, bro. It was. Let me see. How can I describe it? When you're growing up and everybody's living in the same environment, you get used to living in the projects, bro. And you don't really look at what you have, what you don't have.
Right.
But fast forward, like most of the guys that I grew up with, that I went to elementary with, right? When I hit middle school, right before middle school, that's when the breakdancing movement came in, right? That was like what, like 80, 83, 84, something like that, 85. And we started we had some homeboys that came from New York, right? Some Puerto Rican homies, right? And they were a family. It was 3 brothers and a sister. And I'm giving you this story because it has to do with the project. Breakdancing united the area, bro. Breakdancing united the projects with what we would call up the hill. Up the hill is all the area around the projects. That's up the hill from the projects. So a lot of people within the projects had rivalries with the neighborhoods that were up the hill. So that became known as the Brooklyn side and the projects. So that became a rivalry eventually. Before the gang movement didn't really kick in until Colors came out. Remember the movie Colors? So prior to that,
yes, sir. About 88, 87, 88.
Yeah. So prior to that, we had the breakdance movement. The breakdance movement brought everybody together, bro. So there was guys that I grew up with in the projects that knew I had moved out of the projects, right? And so the minute you move out of the projects, bro, you're seen as oh man, you moved out. You know what I mean?
Outsider.
That's the way people in the projects are. They're very territorial. You know what I mean? If you don't live in the projects no more, like, they don't know you no more. So anyways, the breakdance movement united everybody, bro. So in our club, we were called the Floor Masters. We had like about, at least a couple of hundred members, right? And we had all these guys from the projects, Black, Hispanic. We had some Asians, guys from all over the Boyle Heights area, bro. So we would go everywhere to breakdance contests, everywhere. And I was asking you, matter of fact, not to change stuff, but I was asking you if you ever heard of a guy named BC Rich out of Rose Hills. He was a black guy. Did you ever hear about him?
BC Rich? Nah, he was from Rose Hills?
Yeah, he was a black dude. Yeah, and actually he was from eventually.
And you know what?
The Rose Hills gang, yeah.
And you know what? The crazy part, right? I lived right when we moved right there, right on the side of Rose Hills. It's a hill right here. Right, it's a hill right here. We're on the hill. Right on the right side, right here is Rose Hills.
Right.
The projects right there. And then right here on the left, is El Sereno. Yeah. Then you had the Highlands right here. Highland Park's behind us. You know what I mean? It was just like surrounded by everything, but really Rose Hills was right there. I actually had some issues with Rose Hills one time. And then Dogtown, see, it's crazy because, at one time Dogtown was in Rose Hills a lot. I don't know what the relationship they had, but man,
it's a trip because Rose Hills,
they were kicking into Rose Hills a lot.
You don't really hear like Rose Hills being referred to as a project. A lot of people don't realize there was some small little projects.
Yeah. Right, but right there, the white project right there, You couldn't see it if you didn't know. You know what I mean? If you pass by and
Yeah,
you
you'll
know it's
miss
right
it.
there.
Yeah,
What was it
and they
called?
had a little
Monterey
park at the
something.
top of the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh.
I hung out with them a couple of times, and I knew a guy named Stranger from Rose Hills that he had he had a barricade situation where
Right.
basically he was wanted, bro. He had somebody that got shot, a bystander got shot, and during the '90s that was a no, and
Right.
instead of he preferred to take his own life, bro, than to go into the system over that, bro. His name was
Wow.
Stranger. Yeah, he had Rose Hills right here,
Wow.
tatted. So back to the Aliso Village. So when the breakdance movement started to fizzle out, that's when the movie Colors came out. And when
Right.
the movie, so we went from breakdancing, everybody was like, "What we're gonna do now?" And then when Colors came out, everybody just went crazy, started joining gangs, and these were guys that we all grew up in the projects together. Even guys that grew up in the projects together became rivals.
Mm.
That's when you had TMC, Primera Flats, East LA Dukes, Clarence, Al Capone, other gangs,
Hey, just
yeah,
some clarity right quick on TMC. Was that okay? Because it was a lot of different route. Like we didn't, if you weren't from there, you didn't know. But we didn't know if
yeah,
they were a tagging crew, because they tagged uh
yeah.
gang or what. Like what was really TMC?
They originated as uh, as, that there was also a small little window when breakdancing started to fizzle out. There was a small window of graffiti crews that were formed, and
Okay. Yeah.
so they
That's what
got
happened
caught in
right
the
after, yeah.
middle of
85, 86,
breakdancing
87.
and gangs. So those graffiti crews
Okay.
evolved right away into gangs too. Because that was like the next step in hip
Yeah.
hop. From breakdancing,
Right.
and graffiti was part of
Tagging.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even there was a gang named there's a gang name, well-known gang named MC Force. Matter of fact, one of the leaders
MC4.
from there,
By Hazard.
Polo from
So
from
they were
MC Force,
they were a
they were
tagging
big
crew as
time
well?
rivals with TMC. As a matter of fact, I played
Wow.
in a football game where I was backing up the guys from MC Force because they were playing TMC right in a football game. And when you play one gang for the projects, they bring out the whole project.
Right, right.
They brought out the whole projects, bro. The whole projects was there, and we're talking about dogs and everything.
Right,
so
right.
so anyway, but yeah, one of their enemies was MC Force, and TMC, because they were both kind of like the same style. They were both graffiti crews, but they both evolved into gangs. So TMC also went through a phase too, where because they had a lot of black members, and a
Okay.
lot of those black members uh, wanted to evolve into Crips, So they went
Right.
through a phase where some of them wanted to be Southsiders and some of them wanted to be Crips. So
Right.
eventually they kind of had like a split. So when they split, some of them went to East Coast and some of them became TMC 13. Yeah.
Mm.
So but yeah,
Okay.
the sad part about it, bro, is that amongst all those project gangs, they all grew up together, bro. So
Yeah.
everybody knew each other's face, everybody knew each other's front door.
Right.
So that's why there were so many deaths fast, because
Right.
it was like guys were just knocking on their front door, knock knock, boom, dead in the
So
projects.
let me ask, not to cut you off. Shout out to Anna Romero.
Yeah.
What's up,
Oh, it's cool.
sweetheart? Um, tell me this: how was it with so many, like, and when did, I don't know when, who started when or whatever, but when you had so
Yeah.
many different neighborhoods in one projects, was it a battle for, like, say Primera Flats to get everybody? You had East LA Dukes, you had, you guys, you had TMC East Coast. I mean, so many different neighborhoods in one project. Why was that at first? And like, usually it's all one gang. Like Hazard Projects is
Yeah.
one gang. That's
Yeah.
why I say Aliso Village, the history is so deep, and why I wanted to get into it, because it's so much in there. You know what I mean? Unlike any other
Yeah.
project, there's no other project like that in LA. You know what I mean?
That is so true. We're talking about my gang was out like up the hill. You know, our neighborhood, we you know, Boyle Heights 13, we had certain locations, but you never know where we were gonna be hanging out. You know what I mean? We would hang
Right.
out all over the place, but we had two separate blocks where this is our hood. This is what we're gonna hold down. But sometimes we'd be all over the place, man. And the thing with the projects is that they're big. The projects are big, you know, and every gang had what they would call their own patio, their own parking lot.
Right.
You know, their own little parking lot, and every gang had their own patio, and that's what it was known as. That you had the TMC patio, the East LA 13 Duke patio, the Al Capone patio. You know, so all these different gangs had their own little section in the projects, the patios, where it was even little like fortifications, you know, where they could hang out on the bottom, and there was like bricks.
Right.
You know, there was like uh, not like you know how some not carports, but there were like parkings, and then you could actually go in, and there was like a covering, bro, where you could be
Right. Right.
inside. And
Right. Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah.
dudes would literally go on serious missions, man. They would be walking through the projects, man. Yeah,
Mm.
but yeah, the
And
whole thing,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
yeah, the whole
Go ahead.
thing was basically just like in any neighborhood, bro. It's all about who's gonna be the top dog. Who's
Yeah.
That's what the battle comes down to. There can only be, you know, there's certain gangs that you know, we've clicked up with certain people. I'm sure you guys have clicked up with certain people. You know, that you guys have mutual enemies. But even
Right.
then, there's always going to be some type of jealousy or power struggle because everybody wants to be number one. You know,
But but
and so
okay. But not to cut you off again, I just want to interject,
go
right?
ahead, bro. Go
So
ahead.
tell me
Go ahead.
why was it like I would assume, I don't know for sure. I'm not from Aliso Village, but I would assume
Yeah,
maybe like PF was maybe the biggest gang or the majority of the oldest clique over there, right?
yeah,
Why wasn't
yeah.
PF able to, you know what I mean, influence or take control or get everybody to join PF when you had several different neighborhoods in there?
Yeah, well,
Do you
Primera
think?
Flats was the oldest, and then also Primera Flats had 18 members from the mafia, bro. They had
Mm,
18 members, official bona fide members, bro. So
right.
so they were a gang that eventually started getting rounded up, bro. They got rounded up, and a lot of them were doing life. A lot of them were, you know, politicking and stuff. So they went through a phase where their numbers went down,
Okay.
and just like you guys, not to, you know,
No,
but
no,
I
no.
used to go over
Yeah,
there
yeah.
to your
I'm gonna
projects,
get
man. I
into that.
partied over there a few
I'm gonna get
times,
into
man.
that
I
because
had
I know
run
you
out
have
of there a
ties.
few
I know you have ties to the homies and probably more so
times.
Dogtown, but I want to get into that too. And I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
touching
oh
on
yeah.
the
Yes, sir. Yes,
Aliso
sir.
right now. But
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I wanted to know about
Yeah,
why it
no,
wasn't
but the
PF,
bottom
but you
is
I guess you
you
explained
even
it.
had their worst enemy. Their worst enemy became a gang that started in the, I would say, early 70s. Al Capone. That gang
Al
started
Capone.
right under their nose. I was there. I was a
Wow.
little kid watching this happen, you know? And
Wow.
and they became one of the worst problems, man. The guys from Al Capone
Hey, hey,
became, and
hey.
yeah.
Did you know this? I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but when you say
No,
certain
no,
stuff,
bro,
I
go
want
ahead.
to
We're
make
good.
sure I get it in. But did you know
Yeah.
that I don't know if you're aware or anybody from Al Capone that there was
Uh-huh.
a gang all the way, which is sure not connected with Aliso, but in South Central that was an Al Capone. They said like you know, if you heard of Tookie, they said before he was they had a gang called Al Capone and over there where he
Oh,
was
okay.
from in the 8th Trade neighborhood. I don't know. I'm
Oh,
sure there's
wow.
no relation, but
Yeah.
yeah, but that I just want to put that
But
out
check it
there
out.
when you said that. That's crazy, huh? They were the Al
I have a
Capone. So I don't
follower
know if
on
there's any
Instagram,
relation.
right?
Since you said they were
No, no,
old, I don't know if there was any
no, I
relation.
don't think so. But there was a West Side Al Capone. There was a West Side,
Okay.
and when the war kicked off between Flats and East Coast, Al Capone was involved in it too because the one of the main heads from East Coast was with the main head from the main head was a Hispanic guy from Al Capone, right? He was with the sister a black girl. There was
Mhm.
a Hispanic male, a black female, and she was a sister of one of the main heads from East Coast.
Oh wow.
And yeah, she's the one that where she got shot, bro, and she lost her baby and all that stuff.
I heard
It
about
was
that. That
ugly.
was big. I remember that was in the
Yeah, that
paper.
was pretty ugly.
That was big. I
Yeah,
remember that, bro.
yeah, that was in the
I
late
mean, I remember
'80s,
hearing
and
about it.
yeah, and the West Side Al Capone was coming down from West. They had a clique on the West Side that was coming over there and getting involved in that too.
Wow.
And then Primera Plaza. As a matter of fact, I was just over there today. Me and the wife, I had to go to my doctor, which was in downtown LA, and we
Right.
came all the way down Avalon, all the way from
Mhm.
downtown. We started off on San Pedro, and then we're San Pedro and Avalon split. We came all the way down. Man,
How
it's
is it over there now?
ghetto. The city is ghetto, dog.
It's ghetto.
the
Hey, I mean,
homeless, the homeless situation
yeah,
is
the
crazy.
homeless is crazy. But I mean, let me ask you this: when they tore down the projects and they rebuilt them with the new thing they put, I
The
mean, how
townhouses.
was that? Yeah, how was that after, like, for the people of the community? Did everybody get
Um,
pushed out, or is people still over
they
there, or
let
what's the case with that?
bro the gang with the all. You know what? You know what? All they did, G, is okay. I was just watching some. Okay, just like in prison, right? When they would try to break up these prison gangs, they would send some of these guys to other prisons, right?
Right.
And what they didn't know is that they were creating more problems. Instead of keeping everybody in one place, they thought, let us
Right. Right.
scatter them, and we'll hide them out in other places. All they were doing was perpetuating the problem, bro. So
Mm.
that's what happened in the projects. They started, everybody on Section 8, they sent them out to, like, a lot of the first streets got sent out to the Pacoima projects,
Okay.
right? And they had a little clique over there for a little bit. But eventually, all their kids, the first three East Coasters, some of them joined OVG, Original Valley
Mm.
Gangster Crips, but the
Way to
majority of them,
Pacoima though, from
yeah,
wow.
yeah, they sent them out to Pacoima to those projects, right? The San Fernando Gardens,
Yeah.
and I've been over there. I spent some time over there before, and
If people don't know, that's the projects. I think that's in that. If people watch that Snowfall, that's the projects they show in there.
oh, is that
Um,
right? Oh, I didn't know
yeah, that's
that.
it.
Yeah, off of
Yep.
to
Yep.
Van Nuys Boulevard, man. Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Yep.
popping up in
Yep.
Pacoima. It's cracking. It's just like
Yeah.
LA, man. All the projects in LA, they're all the same, bro. They're all the same, man.
Yeah.
Look the
That's
same. They got
crazy.
the same thing cracking. That's where Danny
Right.
Trejo's from. He's from Pacoima.
Oh, okay.
And
I didn't know that.
yeah, bro, yeah. He's
But
out in
why was
Pacoima.
it? But why was it they tore down? Okay, but listen, why was it that they targeted Aliso Village? I don't think any other projects have been torn down, right? The Hazard projects all the way down to Watts is still there, right?
I heard it had something to do with new landowners. I heard some Japanese people,
Oh,
big
okay.
Japanese companies were buying that land or something. But the city must have made some type of agreement with them where, okay, we're gonna allow you to do this, but you're gonna have to rebuild these. But also, I think it was their way of, bro, it was really bad, bro. It was
Right,
really
right,
bad, bro. Some of those buildings were 3 stories tall.
right,
And when I would run away, bro, I would run away to the projects, right? Because I just knew one place to go. I
right,
was already from Boyle Heights, and I'm running away to the projects where I'm not even welcomed anymore,
right.
you know. But
Wow.
I was depending on my ties and my relationships. I would go spend time at a Primera Flats house with a female named Big Smiley and Olga. Their house was like a Flats house, bro. Every time somebody from Flats would get out the pen, that's where they would touch down at, and they would have these big old parties. And they got generations, bro. Sometimes they would have parties, bro, and they'd be having people roll up in wheelchairs,
Wow.
crutches,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
old man. They
Yeah.
go back, man. They go back a
Yeah.
long time. Well,
One of
anyways,
the oldest.
yeah, bro, and so I would literally, you can sleep in some of those stairwells. You can sleep. I would sleep on the roofs of the projects in pigeon coops
Wow.
or abandoned
Wow.
cars. Like in the projects, there's a bunch of abandoned cars, bro. So I would just sleep in abandoned cars. Yeah, one of
Wow.
my uh, one of my close road dogs was a black kid, named Little Shadow from Primera Flats, and his brother is Big Shadow from Primera Flats, which he's probably the closest thing you're gonna get to the first black member of the M. He's just, you know,
Wow.
yeah, he's a lifer, bro. Big Shadow from Primera Flats, and
Did you know that
his
dude?
little brother.
It was a guy on a street gang some years ago. Black dude. He was from Primera Flats. Older
Oh
dude. I don't know. I forgot his name. I don't know if you would know him or not. I can't think of his name, but you just made me think of that when you said that. But go ahead, bro. I
oh
didn't
yeah,
mean to cut you off.
they had a few black members, yeah, and white members. There was a
Yeah.
family. There was a white family in the project, but there was the only white family in the project. And let me tell you, bro, they got put to the test, and they were crazy. They were
Right.
crazy. They were from like
They probably
Alabama.
had to be.
One a sister was Brandy from East Coast, white
Mhm.
girl. Another brother was Snowman from Aliso Village Brims.
Aliso Village Brim. See, that's again more history because I heard
Yeah,
the Brims were there early before the East Coast,
oh yeah,
right?
yeah. They were. Yeah,
Wow.
you had the Aliso on the because you got the Aliso Village. You got the middle, which is Pico Aliso,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got the 4th Street side, which is Pico Gardens.
Mm.
And on the Pico Gardens side, you got Cuatro Flats, Aliso Village Brims, and 4th Street Pyru.
Wow.
So
Fourth
you had
Street
all those
Pyru.
gangs. Yeah,
Pyru's
4th
was
Street
over there?
Pyru. Huh?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
We have one black homeboy from my gang named Earl, and his brother is Big Bungie from 4th Street Pyru.
Wow. See, we're getting the history tonight, man. We are.
Yeah, they
See,
were
if I
the
had my
water
other mic, I have my
connections.
sound effects, the claps. But we're getting the history tonight, man. That's why I wanted my homeboy on here tonight, Mr.
Oh yeah,
Poizon. Because and I really wanted to touch on Aliso because it's just so much history there that I don't think people know about or it gets talked about. And now that the projects are gone, I don't know if we ever get all of the history. So when we have
and right
people
there you
like you,
have a good
homeboy,
cross culture,
yeah.
bro. A lot of the couples, a lot of the interracial couples that
Hmm.
are still that I knew that I went to middle school and high school with, interracial meaning black and brown
Right.
couples, are still together to this
Still
day.
together.
To this
Wow.
day, and I don't know if it was just the time at the time, but it was
Yeah.
real. The love
And
was real.
that's a beautiful thing, bro. And that's why again I keep stressing the 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 presence, just the Aliso Village, man, because there was no other projects like that in LA, man, where you had that, and I'm sure even like you said, even with the East, just everybody, the love that was there. But of course, like everything in LA, not only has to do with gangs, but the drugs came in and kind of divided things as well. Because when you
Destroyed
got yeah, destroyed, and that's everywhere.
money,
But
bro,
I'm sure
money.
it destroyed that as well because that's when you had the war. I'm sure with the coast and the everybody around there, and it took a turn, with with the drugs. But we'll get to that as well. And then I'm gonna bring in my co-host Canel, but then I want to bring in your wife, man, your
Yes.
lovely wife over there, Miss Norma. I want to introduce her. Let me bring in my co-host first, Conejo. Conejo, what up, homie?
What's
What
up,
up,
Conejo?
homeboy? What?
What's happening, bro?
Hey, what's going on? And it was a venture getting home tonight. I had a metro bus at home tonight, so
Oh
kind
shit,
of interesting.
you didn't get your
Yeah,
ride
I'm over
back
here
yet?
watching the show. Hey, I had a bunch of people on the bus watching the show with me, so they were getting into it.
Oh
So
man, that's
That's
what's
what's
up.
up.
That's what's up. That's what's up. This is my partner in crime right here, Mr. Conejo, man,
Hell
Mr.
yeah.
Rabbit.
What's up,
This is
Conejo?
Mr. Poizon and his wife, homeboy.
Hey, so good. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Um, hey, I was just listening to that whole conversation you guys were having right now. I mean, it's been amazing, and I agree with that. I mean, the unity between black and brown is not the same anymore. But I'm talking couple wise,
Yes, yes.
But I mean,
Yeah.
man, what do you guys think? Was it the generation or what?
Everything, them drugs though, really. I think that the
Man,
drugs divided the whole
Oh,
LA,
the
and it
drug,
wasn't even
man. Hey, I mean, don't
that
get me
that
involved
really,
with it. Start with the
yeah,
drug
the
epidemic we got
drug
going on
shit. I
because
really think, but I
it's
mean, so much
that.
yeah,
more the prison
It's that
politics,
in the
but really the
gangs, dog.
drugs. Yeah,
The,
the
the you
gangs.
know the I think that okay, a lot of us for like me, I didn't when I was a kid, I never said when I grew up I want to be a gang member. Never said that. My life just eventually that's where it evolved to. I gravitated to my gang. We gravitated to each other out of necessity. Out of necessity, we
Yeah.
became the family that we didn't have. But when the movie Colors came out, it
That
painted
changed
another
everything.
picture, bro.
Yeah.
Oh
It
yeah.
painted a whole other picture where good kids decided that they made decisions, they made conscious decisions to gangbang, bro. And once blood is shed, bro,
No turning
it's
back.
it's a wrap, bro. And
No turning
like,
back.
for example, Compton right now. In Compton, there used to be gangs that like Fruitown and T Flats. They used to be cool. I lived in Compton in 1989, and I remember those two gangs used to do business together. They coexisted, and now they're killing each other. Bad. It's ugly, to the point where it becomes racial.
Yeah.
So violence and violence breeds hate, and hate breeds all that ignorance, bro. You know what I mean? If you go down to West LA and BPS and 18, it's not uncommon to see, the N word crossed
NK.
out and
NK.
vice versa. F
Yeah, yeah.
Mexicans,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's from
But it's
bloodshed.
not really that. It turns into that from
Yes,
the I mean, when you got so much bloodshed, okay, now it's like fuck you.
yes.
But it, like you said, it didn't start as that. You
Yeah,
know,
and we all know, though. We all know what the root is. We know it's but
yeah.
that's what it snowballs into that, and so it's sad, bro. But I grew up in a
Right.
generation before the gangs really took off like that. Went to middle school. In my middle school, Hollenbeck, bro, we had I
I'm
would
back.
say at one point it was at least maybe 60-40, 70-30 Hispanic and black. Bro, we used to have dances, bro, man. We used to be man, it was just like Freaking, when Freaking came out, when
Yeah.
the song Freakazoid
Yeah.
came out. Oh
Yeah.
my god, bro. We used to dance like off the chain, bro. Off the
Yeah.
chain, man,
Yeah.
and it was the best, man. Our dances were the best. The the mix of people, it was great, man.
It was
Yeah.
love. It was love. Hey, before again,
Listening you talk about breakdancing real quick.
oh, go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna go back to that too. That's where he started. Breakdancing
Yeah.
brought
So what, you
everyone together.
still busting
Yep.
move or what?
Hey, shout
Huh?
out to OG Steve. Thank you, Steve.
What,
Go ahead, Canel. I can't hear you. Your voice is low, Canel.
Oh, yeah, I'll fix that right quick. Hold on.
Okay, there
That
you
better?
go. That's better now. Yeah.
Was asking if I could still bust the move?
Can you still bust a move, homeboy?
Oh yeah, I can bust the move here and there. Right now, right now I got injured. Can you guys believe I got injured tattooing, bro? Can you believe that?
That's crazy. Yeah, I heard that
Yeah, right
story
now
on Javier's
we're
channel.
in my home
That's
studio.
crazy,
I
my
work from
boy.
home. I work from home, bro.
Yeah,
Because
that's a crazy shit right there, man.
Yeah.
yeah, man. Some guy was falling off my tattoo table, man, and I tried to break his fall, and he took me with him. The next day, I got
Wow.
CPR, man.
Damn.
Wow.
It kind of served a purpose, bro, because I was living it up, bro.
Right.
I was
Hey, Poison. I know because we're going back to your story and day one and all that, but right there beside you, you have your lovely wife, man, who's been there. I mean, through it all with you, man. Shout out to Norma, Lady Peas. What's up?
That's
Welcome,
right.
welcome,
What's up?
welcome. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let your wife introduce herself so you can let everybody know who
You're gonna
she
have
is.
to ask her a question. You're gonna have to ask her a question.
Yeah. That's why I want to include her, man.
Ask her a question, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead and introduce yourself,
Interview
Norma,
her.
please. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Just tell her who you are. I'm Norma.
I'm Norma.
She's real shy. She's a
That's
Libra.
okay.
She's real quiet.
She's a
But
Libra.
I'm
Okay.
sure if you ask her some questions, she'll give you some answers.
Okay.
You want me to tell you about it?
Go ahead, homie. You tell us about her, bro.
So, little did I know who she would become. When I met her, all I knew is she was crazy about me. But
Right.
I didn't know.
Where
bro,
did it start? Hold up. Where did it start? How old were
in
you
middle
guys
school.
when you
In
met
middle school, bro.
and
Yeah,
everything?
When he was breakdancing out behind the school.
I think we were like in
Oh,
what was it, like seventh grade?
okay,
I think we were
okay,
like in seventh grade, bro. And
okay.
and she had like a crush on me, man. But I used to think I was like hot, you know? And so she ended up with this one guy named Junie, right? He was from TMC. Eventually, Junie became Stymie. Junie from TMC became Stymie from Cuatro Flats, and we were enemies. We were rivals, you know.
Right.
And he had messed around with one of my girls, so I knew that him and her were a thing, right? Him and they were boyfriend
Right.
and girlfriend. So to get even with him, I go after her, right? And I didn't just want to be with her. I wanted to make them break up. So in the process, I wanted
Right.
to fight him for her, but he wouldn't fight me, you know? And
Right.
so I ended up falling in love with her, bro.
Mm.
We lost Conejo.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
So I ended up, oh, there you go. So I ended up falling in love with her, bro. And she was real shy in the beginning, you know, but when I
What's her
started,
nickname? It should be Shy Girl, huh? What's your nickname?
right? And but one thing about her is once she warms up to a person, once she gets to know people, it's a trust thing for her. I think she's
Right,
able to
right.
come out of her shell, and
As
one
you
thing
should.
one thing that I can, looking back over the years, bro, is that no matter where I ended up in jail or whatever, she always found a way to come see me, bro. Like, and I remember, like, wherever I was, bro, she always found a way to get there, bro, uh even when I was living in Compton, bro. And don't be offended,
Right.
I don't, no disrespect to my wife, but she even got rides from guys to come see me.
Wow.
That
Wow.
funny.
Wow.
Partners in crime. That's
Right
the
there.
truth
I
right
like
there,
that
bro.
shirt. I like that shirt right there.
Yeah,
That's
that's
I
dope
the
do
right
truth.
there,
too.
man. You guys look
That's
real
How,
the
how
happy
many
right
years?
truth.
How
there,
many
man.
years you guys have
That's a
been together
real
now?
dope picture.
Well, we've been married 24, but we were together like off and on 10 years prior to that. So
So
we say
figure
off and
figure
on
about
because
a good 30 years.
yeah, we went through that phase, bro, where
They go way back.
yeah, we
Hell
went through
yeah.
that
Like that right
phase, bro.
there.
Yeah, yeah, and she was always one of the females that was always by my side, bro. So that's why she was accepted within the circle. You know what I mean? She was always accepted, and she even was able to represent me if I wasn't around. And she
Hell
had
yeah.
Right,
she had
right.
respect among the homies and all that stuff. Um,
Hey, I want
yeah,
to say
That's what's up.
shout out to your wife because that's a real woman right there to stay on your side, locked up, not locked up, and to be hold you down all those years. That's a real woman.
and even
That's a
and
beautiful
she
thing, bro.
and I even look at her as
Yeah.
a bodyguard, man. She's
Hell yeah.
for real, bro. She's pulled out pistols and all kinds of stuff. Like
New Year's
yeah,
parties, don't worry about it. She's got my back.
no, for real. Yeah, like when it came down to it, it's, she felt, you guys all know, bro. If you come from the neighborhood, we've been in situations where we've been let down by some of our own homies,
Yep.
Yeah.
and me, I can honestly say I never let down any of my homies. Um, I never ran on any of my homies, never let them down. That was a big thing for me. And but there was she knew of dudes in the neighborhood that would let you down, and that was her biggest
Right.
fear, is that I would die like that, because I got left hanging, or betrayed, or
Right.
just on some coward stuff, and not to glorify that,
So you were
but that
solid.
was the life we
You
were
were
living,
always solid, my boy. Hey, let me ask Norma this. Hey, Norma, how was it? What was it about this guy right here, Poizon, that just made you want to just be right? Or I mean, what was it? When was it that you decided? Because I mean, you've been with them all the way, thick and thin, ride or die, really ride or die. What was it? I know you probably had people in your head, family, whatever, like this guy is no good. He's doing this and that.
Yeah.
What was it for you that made you want to really stick it out with him and say, this is my guy and I'm gonna be down with him, down for whatever? What was it?
Because I seen his pain. He was in a lot of
Mm.
pain.
Can you guys hear that?
And I was
Yes,
just
yes.
Oh
like,
yeah, we can hear that.
him out. He just needed a
That's
friend
deep.
to be there for him. So
Right.
I never thought we were gonna end up married and having kids, having a big family or nothing like that.
Big
but I
ass
always said-
family.
But I told him, I gave you this family for you, so you won't be out there looking for the wrong family. You have your
Right.
family to
Wow.
take care of now. You know, you don't gotta
Right.
depend on friends, no homies, no
Right.
fuck his family.
Right.
And I
Right.
saw
Woo.
he's
Make
a
me cry,
smart
bro.
man.
I'm
He's real
sensitive.
smart.
I'm sensitive.
He's real
Hey,
smart.
I know he is. Hey, Norma and Poison, do your kids, you guys have a real big family. Do your kids
How many kids you guys
really
got
know?
together?
I mean, I know they know. Yeah, how many kids? 10.
Damn, we
Look at
almost
they're
caught
almost
up to
with you,
me.
Canel.
Boy.
They
Look,
almost with
you
me.
almost caught up with Canel. Hey, but look, do your kid hey, but look, do your kids, I know they probably do, but do they know or really understand the history you guys have and what you guys been through, and now even to have them and the big family, do they really know or understand
Yeah, I would say
the kids?
our first four kids actually went through it for a little while with us. You know, our oldest daughter, she's been in shootouts. She's been in the cars when we got
Mhm.
shot up. Been chased. You
Mhm.
know, in that picture that where it's the four homies and we're on the block. We had just got shot at like 30
Right.
minutes before that, and it was just like another day in the
Wow.
neighborhood. It was
Yep.
that's just honestly not to you know, not to brag or nothing like that, bro, but that was just another day in the neighborhood, bro.
Yep.
We had
No,
just got shot
Right,
I
right.
minutes before that.
understand that. I
That's
understand that
what's up.
completely. You know,
And our kids
but
were
you
there.
know,
Our kids were out to the side. Our three youngest.
oh really? They were off to the side
Right.
in the picture.
Yeah, we just grabbed them and took them away in between the buildings. And once the coast was clear, okay, everybody
Wow.
come on back out. You know, it was ugly. The early 90s.
Anna Romero said Bonnie and Clyde. Always,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
she
yeah.
said Norma's
Anna,
always been down and
That's
loyal.
straight up right there. Hell yeah, Bonnie and Clyde.
That's the
What
homegirl
up,
Anna
Anna?
from Pickett Street. Shout out
What up,
Pickett
Anna?
Street.
Oh yeah, what up, Anna? Shout out to Anna right there. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Poison, I want to ask you this too about your neighborhood, Boyle Heights. Did I say right?
Yeah.
Again, like I asked you earlier, maybe it ties in, but you know, how did you guys start your gang, and why didn't you want to be from? I know you have family from PF or
Yeah.
wherever else in the projects. What
Yeah.
was it that made you want to do your thing with your gang and not join one of the other gangs?
Yeah. Because I was part of the original members. Our gang started as the there was some of us that were breakdancers during the breakdance movement. Whenever we'd be walking up towards Roosevelt High School, we would walk by this block where there was these guys called the Soto Street Stoners, right? And at that time, the stoners were opposed to the breakdancers. So when one time we went to Maravilla Projects, for example, and at Belvedere Park, right next to the Maravilla Projects, there was going to be a breakdancing contest, right? So we go over there, man, and we run into the guys from High Time Stoners, man. And the guys from High Time Stoners were like, when you would see them, you thought you were running into Motley Crue. Spiky hair, spikes. I'm talking about leather down,
Right.
bro, on BMXs. And I'm not talking about just cheap. I'm talking about the best BMXs you could see around. You know, nice bikes. I'm talking about like 20 of them.
Right.
20 guys on BMXs, spiked up, and they were from High Time Stone. Now that gang is called High Time Maravilla, right? But they were big time against breakdancers, man. They hated breakdancers for some reason, man. So everywhere we would go, we would get into fights. I guess it was a style thing, right? You know how discos, you know, like certain. I'm not gonna name certain gangs because they probably don't want me putting them out.
It was like that movie Warriors. Remember Warriors when you walked in the wrong?
They went through the phases.
There's certain gangs around today that started off as discos. Or Hauser.
You brought it up a lot of
gangs now.
shit because disco, it was a phase, my boy. Disco was a big phase. Disco was a big phase. A lot of dudes that were disco for 1 minute. I remember.
You ever heard of a gang called Shaking Cats?
Yeah.
They're out in the valley. They're cholos.
Shaking cats.
They're cholos.
Nah.
And Moonlight Cats, Crazy Cats.
Wow.
You know, they're gangs. They're gangs now, but they originated as rockabillys. You know, so
Really?
and there's certain gangs. I'm not gonna name them because they might get offended, but there was gangs that formed around the same time as Brick City and Boyle Heights that were like discos.
Yep. Right.
And they used to be big time
Right.
with MS, and you know, so it was styles clashed, you know. So,
Oh, yeah.
anyways, our
Yeah.
gang was
It
started.
was a lot of phases, man. Right after
Yeah, our gang
breakdancing, it was a lot
started
of
as a
phases
result of-
that went through.
Yeah, so we were clashing. Boyle Heights was formed as Floor Masters and the Soto Street Stoners. We used to fight, and you know what they say: if you don't beat them, join them. So we used to go hit up. We used to have
Right.
one-on-ones, and eventually we joined each other and we started the Boyle Heights Stoners, Boyle Heights Stoners 13. And then in about 2 years from that, we dropped
Wow.
the Stoners and just became Boyle Heights 13. And I think we actually played Brick City when Brick City was Brick City Boys. I think we played Brick City at
Right.
Roosevelt High School. We played Brick City. We played.
That's what I wanted to get
Highlands.
into. Yeah, a lot of the homies
Yeah.
went to Roosevelt.
You remember RG?
Yeah, and that's what I
Remember
wanted to
RG
get in.
Boys?
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of guys from
Yep.
Hazard. We didn't beef with Hazard. We didn't have a problem with Hazard. We used to beef with the RG boys. But when
Mhm.
RG boys eventually became
Ramona Gardens.
RG, and then they became Hazard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that's how we started the beef with Hazard. But same thing with Cuatro Flats.
Hey, but
Our original
was it?
our
That's
original enemy was Pico Stoners, and
Okay.
then Pico Stoners became Pico Gardens, and then they became Cuatro Flats. Oh man.
hey. I was gonna ask you, Poison. Was there any resistance from like other when you guys started? I'm sure you started like you said as a clique, but turned into a gang. But was
Yeah.
it resistance from the other neighborhoods and the projects that was trying to take you or said you couldn't start that or wanted to make you from wherever they were from? You know, because
Well, we
Brick City
were-
went through the
okay.
same thing too with Dogtown.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. I remember that, man, and I know that's how the little homie Robert Tattoo. I know that's how his demise came to
Yeah.
him. You know,
Yeah.
he had a lot of brothers. I don't know if you knew who he was. Did
Yeah,
you know who he
Tattoo was big. Yeah, I remember when he got killed. I remember all of
the
that. I
red
remember I heard
spot?
the stories.
All his brothers
Yeah.
were from Dogtown, Cowboy,
Yeah.
and all these other guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, we had a good 12 homies that grew up in the projects, you know, and I was one of them. So a lot of us that grew up in the projects had ties to the Flats gang, and they really wanted us to become members, you know, because they had, you know, my homeboy Bunky, his dad was Big Bunky and Blackie, and these guys had ties to the MA. They were bank robbers and all kinds of stuff, you know. And
Right.
so some of our gang was pretty big, but it fractured off because some of our members joined Primera
Right.
Flats.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we had just like anything, all the gangs I'm pretty sure all the gangs that were starting in the 80s had opposition from the you
Yeah.
know, we were dealing with the Cholo gangs, you know. So, you
Yeah.
know, I know people to this day, I call them the last of the OG Cholos, you know, like my pastor at Victor Outreach Compton is his name's Pastor Hector, right? He's from a gang called Soto Street.
Soto Street.
And I call him the last of the OG Cholos, you know what I mean? Because he's
Right.
from that phase, right, where you know you had the Cholos that were still wearing Stacy's and you know,
Right.
and I'm from the Cholos that we
Right.
started rocking Cortez and Benz
Cortez.
and jerseys,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
Right.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, we were.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
deep.
We had the guys from Tercera used to give us a hard time. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Tercera, 3rd Street. They used to give us a hard time. You know, a lot of the gangs that our neighborhood is beefing with now, you know, same thing. We were already clashing, but some of the gangs that because we were like taking over a certain area where another neighborhood was at, and
Right,
some of
right.
those gangs were Primera Flats and 3rd Street. Because we
Okay.
had a park. I don't know if you ever heard of that park, Prospect Park, over there by White Memorial. You ever been there?
Prospect Park. Yep.
Yeah, we used to hang out there, and then we used to hang out by Roosevelt. So we had 2 different locations where we used to kick it deep, you know. Yeah.
Right. Hey,
Yes,
and
sir.
how did your relationship? Well, I know it was through the football games because that's what Brick City used to play football. But what was your relationship with some of the homies or even from the projects period? Because I know you had ties with homies from Dogtown, and if any, with some of the Brick City homies. How did that relationship come about?
It was good. It was I met a lot of guys from Brick City, but check it out. I was the youngest in my gang.
Right.
I was when our gang formed. I was like one of the youngest homies. I was probably like 11, 12. You know, so I was always the one in the background. You know, I never was the one in the front doing all the talking, meeting people, shaking hands, first name basis. You know what I mean? I was one of the little homies that was, you know, just off to the side. You know what I mean? The only time they would call me is when I had to fight somebody my age. You know? So but yeah, I knew guys from Brick City that went to Roosevelt, some went to Lincoln, and I was talking to the homie Polo from Michigan, and he was telling me that he knew your homeboy Snoopy. He went to
Snoopy,
Lincoln with your homeboy Snoopy.
Yeah, Snoopy was one of the old. Yeah. Snoopy was that's Spike's brother, Canelo. I don't know if but Snoopy was one of the OGs and even brought it to Alhambra, you know. But Snoopy's in Mexico now. You know, they like deported him when he got out of the feds. But Snoopy is one of the original homeboys as well. Shout out to Snoopy and his brother Spikes. Yep, that's crazy right there.
And we used to go party over there. We had a homegirl that lived over there. Her name was Popeye. Maybe you knew her, Linda Popeye. She lived in the projects over there. You probably knew her. She's
yeah. Go ahead.
But we used to go over there a lot. We used to go over there and party and stuff, you know. And there was times when we had to leave. You know what I mean? We had to run.
Right.
Yeah.
So did you get along? I know you had homeboys from Dogtown as well. What was your connection with Dogtown?
Pretty just sometimes, like even growing up in Aliso, sometimes some people from Dogtown would come, you know, but even there was rivalries even amongst the projects, bro. Just because you were from Dogtown, if they knew you were from Dogtown and you were in Aliso, you're probably gonna get ran out of there, you know, just for that. Even if you were from because you know Hazard and Primera
project, it's a project thing.
It's a project thing, yeah. So it wasn't really nothing personal. It was just project rivalry, you know. So if they heard you were from, you didn't even have to be, because that's what I was. What are the? I don't even know the name. We just called them Dogtown Projects because we don't know the name of the.
William Mead.
What's the name?
William Mead.
Yeah.
William Mead Projects. Yeah, William Mead.
But everybody knows them as the Dogtown.
Yeah, Dogtown Project. Yeah.
Dogtown Project.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So sometimes just knowing, even if you weren't from Dogtown, they would just say, "Oh, he's from Dogtown Project," and, you know what I mean? Because of the drugs, you know, people would come over there to score, you know.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And it was.
Go ahead, Canel. I know you had some questions, my boy. Go ahead, Canel.
So are you from the Bricks too? Canel?
Yeah, he's from the Bricks. But
I'm from the
He lives
Bricks.
in Washington though. He's in Washington.
I'm up in hey, homie, I'm up in Washington.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's how. I mean, it's just, you know, the Bricks is spread out all over the country, so I'm up here now. So I'm on tour, you know.
That's what's up.
Hey, no, but you guys have a unique neighborhood, bro, because you guys are like surrounded. You know what I mean? But you guys have your own. You know what I'm saying? You guys have a nice little fortification over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's really nobody, you know, around you guys, but you guys, you know, you guys are surrounded by a lot of people.
Yeah, that I always thought that was weird too.
It's the same
really
way
how
up
the
here
projects
in
are right there
Washington
like
too.
that.
I mean, it's the same thing up here in Washington because, you know, I mean, up here in Washington, you got Eastern Washington, you got people over here in Western Washington, Seattle. Oh yeah, we're huge up here in Washington.
Hey, they are deep up there. Hey, Poizon, they are deep as fuck up there.
Is that right? That's crazy.
Man, crazy. Yes.
Bricks, man. You know, over here in Long Beach in the north side, you got the Carmelito projects, and before those projects were bricks, but they painted them, you know. Yeah. But
because they are named the Bricks, they're the brick
called the Brick Boy Crips.
Brick Boys, yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
But in 1995, I was in Delano prison with the dude named Maniac from Brick Boy Crip. Mm-hmm. That's when I first heard of it. And he was like,
but you know the crazy thing, the crazy thing about those projects though, even though that's their neighborhood, the Brick Boys or whatever, it's like, I know. I always heard that was like a main, like all the other gangs would be in there though as well, like hustling or whatever. Like it's a lot of other, like all the other gangs, you know, from Long Beach or Compton, everywhere
Yeah.
are in those projects.
Yeah.
So it was hard for those boys too.
The Section
Hey,
8,
G,
you never know who's gonna
redrop
get
that link. My sound's cutting in and out, so I'm gonna come back in and out.
Okay,
right.
okay, I got you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
go
that's
over there sometimes. I know people over there. There's
okay.
there's a homegirl that goes to our church, named Vicky. They call her Puppet from White Fence. She lives over there.
And you know
Yeah.
what? People hit me up. They said, I didn't even know because I didn't know what church you were affiliated with.
Yeah.
I was like, the homie Poizon, like, yeah, he's in Victory Outreach in Compton. I'm like, yeah. How did you get connected or make the transition to Compton? How from you know, how did that happen?
Because my pastor is Pastor Hector from he originally was from the Boyle Heights church, right?
Mhm.
And me and him did time in YA together back in like 91, I believe, 91 or 92. And
Right.
And his brother, his little brother is Polo from MC4s. Me and Polo were childhood friends. We went to middle school together, and I used to go to his house, and his mom used to feed me, and you know, sometimes, bro, I would just go to his house just to eat, bro, because like you know I was doing bad, man. So he, you know, they had a pretty cool family structure, bro, where I could go and I'd get fed, you know, and so so that's like me and him. Eventually, our two hoods became enemies, bro, and I knew that he was like one of the main dudes from his hood, and I was becoming one of the main guys from my hood, you know. I originally started off as one of the youngest members of my gang, dog, and then as I started growing, I mean, not only in age, but but physically, I started to grow, bro. Like
Right.
when you know, when I turned like 19, 20, I like sprouted, dog. I was a skinny, frail little dude, man, and I just like sprouted, man. You know,
Right,
like
right.
at my biggest, I was like 6 feet, 220.
Right.
Fit, man. You know, now I'm
big
shrinking.
boy. Big boy.
Yeah, I was a big boy. That's a 20-inch arms. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so eventually, oh yeah, nice one. I like the way you did that.
There he is. There he is.
Yeah, right there, I was about my biggest. I was.
And where were you at right there? Was you
That
already
was
in prison,
Delano.
or is that YA or what?
That's Delano right there. Delano CDC.
That's Delano. Okay.
Yeah, that's the year they took the weights away, bro. That was the last time I touched the weight in the Department of Corrections.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, how early? Speaking of Delano in prison and YA, how early did your did your tour start for you to start going to maybe the halls or YA? Like, when did all of this start for you, homie? And how was that for you the first time?
Yeah, I got my first case. I broke into a car in front of Utah Elementary in the projects in Aliso Village, bro. Because like I said, I was running away to the projects, you know, because that was the only place I knew to go, you know. In the projects, your ties in the projects can be so close where you can literally knock on somebody's door and they'll let you in and let you sleep. That's how the projects, you know, and I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, bro. You grew up in the projects. You know what I'm talking about. You could probably run to a certain building and you know which door to knock on where they're gonna let you in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Hey, hold on. Let me I see Conejo's in here, but we got a guest right here, the homie Dirty the Baker Man. Let me see who this is. What's up, homie?
What's happening with it, man?
What's the deal?
Dirty Weather 916 here.
What's going on, homie?
Oh man, I just, you know, somebody told me about this channel a long time ago. You ever heard of Black Money? Black Money Corps?
Black Money?
Black Money.
Yeah. From Virginia. But anyhow, he's the one that told me about your channel a long time ago. Back when you didn't have that many subs. Because I've been in this YouTube game for a minute too now. So it's always a salute to see somebody that stuck with it and stayed down. You know, because we experience stunt growths in this motherfucker. Like I got stuck at 5,000 forever. So now I'm at about 7,000 subscribers now, still doing my thing. I got a show called The Bakery, right? Okay. Every morning, 7 to 8, I get high with the world. Everybody from Germany, New York, LA, Arizona, the whole world. And we all have a Zoom meeting session, and we all be blowing, talking about current events and things.
Right.
And it's pretty lit. You come up to that into the bakery, like you see the paraphernalia, like I established.
Right.
Established.
Okay.
But anyhow, when you come up to the bakery, man, you gotta have jokes, man, because we be roasting them up in the bakery, man.
Okay, so
we be having some epic roast sections.
So when does this go down? Let everybody know when do you have your show and what time and when they can tap in and all of that.
7 to 8 o'clock. It's like clockwork. 7 to 8 o'clock on Dirty
Pacific
Weather
time or Eastern time.
Pacific time. Dirty Weather 916. Check that shit out, man. And if y'all don't know who I am,
that's Sacramento. That's up North California. Where you at?
I'm from Sacramento.
Okay, for
Sacktown
sure. Okay, that's what's up.
Sacktown,
You know about Sacktown.
Yeah. If you don't know who I am, like I was on Steve Wilkos. I was on a divorce court. I was one of the first
Judy.
Hey, what part of Sac you from?
Judge Judy. I knew you look familiar, man.
What part of Sac you from? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was on a Big Herc Fresh Out.
That's right.
Oh, okay,
okay. Hey, G, ask
I'm
him
Young
What up?
Sacramento he's from. What part of Sac he's from?
Hey, so what part of Sac you from? From the Heights.
Del Paso Heights.
DPH?
Del Paso.
Yeah.
That's what's up, big dog. You ever heard of Big O? You ever heard of Big O, the rapper? Big O? From Lane
Big
Drive?
O, the Norteño rapper? You're like a Norteño rapper? Yeah.
That's my boy. That's how I got hooked up with all this stuff, man. His homeboy Sad Boy did an interview with homie Incredible Javier, and he was talking about me. I went up there to plant a church, bro, on the north side, up at El Camino.
That's what's up.
Yeah, back in '98, man. They almost ran me out.
I ain't gonna lie, Conejo looked like he in his cell down there.
I don't know.
It's a cell right here, homie.
Look like you got a sheet.
I'm about ready to start doing some workouts right now.
Hey, look like you got a celly back
there.
Oh,
for real.
He does though. He does look like he's cell.
Hey,
in that level 4. You up in the level 4, Canel?
Hey, G-Lew, I did 20 years. I did 20 years.
Wow.
Not as a badge of honor, but not as a badge of honor.
Salute to you for coming up out of there.
Straight up.
20 years.
And doing positive shit with it, though.
Man.
Like I had a vision, right?
I said, there, do the positive.
Like when I had a vision, when I went back in, I made a mistake. And I was like, you know what? That was, even though I just did 17 years, they sending me back up in this motherfucker for damn near 2 years and sit down and think about what I did. Oh, yeah. I had to get my mind right while I still have my youth.
Right. Wow, bro. 20 years.
So I said, you know what?
Hey, G-Lew, can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear my boy?
Yeah.
Can you hear Mr. Poizon?
Hey, Baker, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, you call me Dirty, man. That's just
Dirty.
That
My
Dirty
bad. I don't know,
man,
bro.
Oh,
yeah, call me.
Hey, Dirty.
You call me Dirty Weather 916, whatever you want. Just I'm the host of the bakery, so that will make me the baker man.
I was checking out on YouTube. On YouTube, they're talking about all the beef going on with the Manors and the Heights. Man, I didn't know it was ugly like that. RICO indictments and all kinds of stuff. You said that's
the Heights and the Manors. The Heights and the Manors back in the days used to actually be like one neighborhood. Because the Manors is a small part of Del Paso, like a small cutout, but it'd be so many people in that thing. But it's way bigger than that though. Like the Heights and Manors, that's like Oak Park. Oak Park is the where
Oak Park. That's where Mozzie them from, right?
Yeah.
South side though. Yeah. Hey man,
they call themselves Midtown.
Hey, shout out Sac, man. You guys got a bunch of rappers coming out of there right now, man. You guys are hot over there on the rap scene right now.
You know what? You know what I learned today? There's like rappers and artists coming out of Sacramento that are actually blowing up and having a lot of success, and people from Sacramento don't even know them. But if you look on the internet, you'll see them, and they be big.
It's social media,
Wow.
man.
Yeah, social media. but Sac got one of my favorite all time though, like the homie brother Lynch Hung.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Those are, you know,
X-Rated
some of
from
my
Sac to
favorites, and
Records.
Sibo for
Yep.
sure. You know,
I live right down the street from Sibo. Me and his little brother Alan was partners before he got killed. And X-Rated, I did a story about X-Rated because I was in Salinas Valley with him when he got into a riot, and I told that story about what happened. And he reached out to me and gave me a shout out. Was like, shit, I could have told her no better, and I wasn't even there. That's the crazy part. I just heard because I was on the other yard next to it. So I just heard about it, put it together with all facts, and told the story before I had even met him in person, or not met him in person, but met him. And he reached out to me and shit. That's when he got a song called Telephone Game, and he put me in his song. That was like the least he could do.
Right.
He say, Salinas Valley 99, Dirty Weller telling the truth. Okay, so he put me in a song. I couldn't knock that. He actually told me that he would actually give me 16 bars on one of his songs, but I ain't gonna lie, I got a little shy. I ain't gonna lie, because I've been rapping my whole life, and that shit is like personal. Once you stop rapping, like if you was serious about rap, once you stop or your passion is removed from you, it really it kind of hurts a little bit when you rap, because it's damn near like it's in vain because your passion ain't like what it used to be.
Right.
So when he offered that to me, I was like, I know I could kill it too, but I just talked myself out of it.
Hey, Dirty, did you go to Grant?
No, I went to Burbank.
Okay, my daughter went to Grant High, man. hey, G-Lew.
Grant High. What up?
Hey, G-Lew.
What up, Poizon?
Does your thing, bro.
Yeah.
They do their thing out there, man. And you know the difference out there is that to me, correct me if I'm wrong, Dirty, but over there, what I got the impression that it was more like divided by social classes, you know? You got the haves and the have-nots, you know? So I used to see a carload going down the street. It'll be like a Hispanic driver, two dudes in the two black dudes, and a white dude, and all in one car.
Yep.
Am I right?
When I grew up, I didn't just have black friends. I had Paisa friends. I had Southsider friends, Northerner friends, Asians friends, white gangster friends, white square friends.
Yeah, so they mix. They don't really. They're not as
I
segregated.
mean, but we know Poizon, LA, Southern California is really the only places like that so political, man. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but that it is what it is.
I mean, but you know what? I didn't learn political stuff until I went to the pen, and a lot of the stuff that I learned, that I gained, a lot of the knowledge came from Southern California structure, because I'm a blood. But at the same time, I didn't really know what it meant being a blood until I went to prison and said, okay, this shit is for real. I went because even though my hood is Bloods in Sacramento, we was funking with Bloods in Sacramento. So you all of a sudden go from funking with somebody to now we sellies in the county jail, and then we in a pen and we got to have each other back.
Right,
bro. When I was up there was a dude running the county from Sacramento, but he was from the MN. AB, dude named Abraham, right? He's from Broderick.
Abe, you talking about Abe?
Yeah, Abe. He's from the MN, but he's flamed up. Up, red. He still wears red and everything, you know.
Broderick is different. It used to be like. It used to be like, like Broderick and Tracy, when Broderick boys, when they hit the yard, they got their own bench and everything, and they be hella deep because that's Yolo County. So everything Yolo County coming up out of there.
It's West Sacramento, you guys.
But it's still Yolo. It's still Yolo County.
Is that? Oh, that's right. You're right. And it's so close, right?
Right over the bridge.
Ain't the stadium? Ain't that West Sac where the River Cats play?
Yep. Barely though, because it's right over the bridge. It's about 10 minutes from the Capitol.
Bro,
tell you
I'm
something
from
about West
the
Sac, though.
projects, and there was parts of Sacramento that man, I'm like, thank you, Jesus.
I would tell you something about West Sac though. West Sac is one of the last big kind of spread out places where the Mexicans stay Mexican. They stayed like that for a long time. It wasn't until the last like 5-10 years where they started getting infiltrated, where they listen to black music. They got rappers and everything, and they got talented Mexican rappers from West Sac now too.
Yeah.
But you got black Northerners and everything, and from and
That's a whole mixture up there. Hey, how was that's not even really a cool. Hey, Mac Malone, I see Mac Malone up in there. What up, Mac? Hey, how was it being that yeah, how was it being that did you ever take notice of that? Like, you are in Sacramento, has their own kind of thing and own car and everything, but that is the capital of California. Even though you got Southern California, LA, and the Bay and all that, Sac is the capital of California, man.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many people don't know that. You'd be surprised how many people in LA don't know that.
Right. Right. They'd be like, I thought LA was the capital. Nah, man, Sacramento.
It's not. Oh shit! Damn, I better go back to school for that shit.
The Sacramento car is called Capital Punishment.
Wow. Yeah.
How you know about that?
Well, he used to live up there.
I know about that. I was just fucking around.
That was the name of our softball team in Solano.
He used to live in Sac, though. Poizon, he used to live in Sac.
Oh, okay.
I was in a riot in Jamestown. I was in a riot in Jamestown. It was the LA Hispanic car against the 415 Bay Area car. And
nobody else jumped in?
It was the championship game. This was in 93.
I thought you were talking about it, right?
Nah, he said
riot. He got a riot over a softball game. Yeah. Our pretty much it was our last batter up. They were winning. One of our guys hits a grand slam. We're gonna win the game. Homeboy starts clearing the bases, running backwards. A Southsider, homie from Rivera.
Oh yeah, out of pocket.
He got to third base. A dude named Blue from Oakland cracks him with the radio over the head. Boom! Oh,
yeah.
Oh man!
It was
hey,
the first time I got shot at. It was the first time I got shot at in the pen.
What year was that?
That was on because the 2-yard. That was a 2-yard.
Because you ain't gonna see no Southsiders and no blacks playing no sports.
93.
In 03 and 04.
Yeah. In 93, we're still playing like intramural. What do they call intramural sports?
Intramural. And he said I was on a 2-yard.
Yeah.
So mostly 2 yards are pretty cool. 93 was cracking on. It was cracking in 93, but he said he was on the 2-yard.
Yeah.
He found a fountain of youth or something. He looked like he about 31.
He looked young yourself, though. Yeah, he old. He older than me.
Smoking crack, bro.
Hey, he older than me. Yeah, man. Hey, yeah, you look good, Poizon.
These are new.
Yeah. Hey, let me put some respect on his name. Vince Line.
Hey, I got big love for Sac though. Hey, on the 25th, I go to Victory Outreach Church in Compton, right? On the 25th, we got a pastor coming from Rancho Cordova named Gerald Weathers. And the church that we planted in North Sac sent out that church to East Sacramento, to Rancho Cordova, and he's going to come preach at our church. He's a black brother from East Palo Alto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, bro. He was living in North Highlands, and I used to go visit him at his place, bro. And God used me to reach him, and now he's a pastor. Now I'm calling him pastor. But
do you remember when Victory Outreach was off of Florin Road?
Yeah, on the south side. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The same church.
One of my partners was in that. They used to do a play there where that was the first time I seen a play where them motherfuckers was shooting fake guns, but I damn near still duck.
Hey,
they used to reenact like scenes and shit. And we wasn't expecting it. We at Burbank High School. They doing the scene and shit. Next thing you know, he whip out. Bang! I'm like, oh shit! They got some real shit.
I heard the dude speaking about that. The dude that played in the Duke of Earl movie. I think he said they had a thing with the fake gun. Yeah, I heard about that. Wow.
Got my attention. Got my attention the whole rest of the show.
What about this? we did a play at Grant High School, right? That's over there, high school in Dublin. That's El Paso Heights, right?
That's in the Heights on Grand Avenue.
That's one of the crazy high schools, man. My daughter got in a fight over there, almost threw a girl over a rail or something like that, man. That's what they were accusing her of. But anyway, they needed a norteño, right? And guess who got the call? To play norteño. It was me. I had to be all flamed up. And then they gave me a shotgun, right? A real shotgun, but with some blanks. Bro, that thing still shot. Some powder still came out, and I'm in the auditorium, right? I pump it and I shoot up into the ceiling, and some of the ceiling came down.
See, that's that shit I'm talking about right there.
Some of the ceiling still came down on the audience.
Brandon Lee.
Hey, G-Lew, hey, this is a crazy twist this interview took, but I appreciate it.
I know, right? Hey, but yeah. But shout out to the homeboy Dirty. I don't want to call him the baker, but Dirty 9916 in Sacktown. Tell him again your channel, homie, so they can follow you, bro.
Dirty Weather 916. Dirty Weather 916. On Facebook it's Kurt Him. On Instagram, Dirty Weather 916. Tune into the bakery. I guarantee you're gonna laugh. I guarantee you're gonna tap into a brotherhood that you've never seen.
Got me laughing, bro.
Man, hey, I've been doing it for a long time. Like, go to my channel, I got like damn near 1,200 videos. So
hella cool. I'm gonna be tapped in, bro. I'm gonna be tapped in, man. Hey, thank you, man.
Tonight I said I'm gonna do something different, and because I've been in this prison genre shit, trying to shake this shit off me. Because every time I go back, somebody want to hear a prison story. I'm like, man, I ain't on that no more. I'm trying to live life now, man. I'm trying to move forward. So
live that positivity, homeboy.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you got 20 years though, bro. So people want to hear about the 20 years. That's a lot, man.
And they got 2 years worth of stories on my channel to go back to.
There it is.
All right, man. I shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all.
Dirty.
Salute, homie. Thank you, bro.
Shout out Sacramento.
Yes,
much love to the Sac 916. Peace and love, homie. Thank you. Yeah, that took a real twist, man. I didn't even know. I just seen the homie right there. He wanted to join in, so I brought him in, man. And
it's all good,
glad we did. Good dude right there. Yeah, it's all up.
No, I got a lot of ties to Sacramento, man.
I know you do, so that was cool right there.
Hey, man, and, right here where we're sitting, I've had norteños sitting in my studio right here, bro.
Wow,
it's a trip.
Wow,
it's a trip. Yeah, man. Wow. That's how I got linked up with you. It's a small world, bro. But
yeah,
this guy named Big O from Sacktown, right?
Mm-hmm.
He sees an interview that Incredible Javier did with one of his homies, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the interview, this guy Sad Boy from Lane Drive Homies Norteños is mentioning a guy from LA that was witnessing to him about Jesus, right? But when I'm talking to him, I knew him already, right? Mm-hmm. But he was with another group of his homies that didn't know me. So they were ready to jump on me, man. They were ready to do their thing, man. Because I have an LA on my neck, you know, and I had it back then, and this is 16 years later, bro. You know, and I'm hearing about like how I planted a seed in this dude's life, you know, and when I'm watching the video, when I'm watching the interview, bro, I was choked up, bro. I was like, man, you know, because I went through a phase, bro, where I thought I was never, you know, because I left the church in 2004, you know, and I just recently started going back to church like 6 months ago. And I thought that I was never going to go back to church. I thought that I was never going to make any positive contributions anymore, bro. I felt like I was a throwaway, like, you know what I mean?
What was I always want to ask you this, my boy, because I know you've been back and forth and you were saved many years ago and made many transitions. What was the disconnect, or what was the problems coming in and out of the church that you lost contact or the connection? What happened?
Well, when I first got saved, bro, like in 93, I it was like my darkest time in my life, bro. I had lost homies, and you know, I was gangbanging, big time hardcore gangbanging, bro, and to where you know, like, I didn't even care anymore whether I lived or died, bro. Like I would do things. I would push the limits, bro. I would see how far I could go, and you know, like I was literally testing myself to see if I would live or die, you know, and I saw death in the face many times, bro. I've had guns put right to me, bro. Boom, and I'm still here, you know, and my pastor got shot like 2 times, you know, and survived, you know, and I'm like, wow, you know, and I'm like, man, that happened to me like 10 times and I never got hit 1 time, you know what I mean? And even with my wife, you know, and
right.
But in '93, man, these guys from Cuatro Flats tried to take me out, man. They caught me slipping at a Food for Less, man, and they tried to come in there. They blocked the front doors and they came in there, bro. And you know, I had a gun, but I left it outside in my car. And they didn't have a gun, thank God, you know, because they could have got me or I could have got them, you know, but they decided to jump me. And I go to the hospital, and this doctor at the hospital starts trying to discourage me from gangbanging. But I was so focused on getting back out and going after these guys. So like 6 months later, I came back, same doctor, and the curtain was closed, and this doctor comes up to my bedside, bro, and as soon as he looks at me, bro, he's like, Tony. And I look up at him, I'm like, oh man, it's Kurt Rambis. He looked like Kurt Rambis. Remember for the Lakers?
Yeah, for the Lakers, yeah, Superman.
And bro, as soon as we made eye contact, bro, he just started to hit, like his bottom lip started to quiver. I saw tears coming down his eyes already, man. And homeboy started to break down in tears, man. And he just started to tell me, don't you know that Jesus loves you? Don't you know that that God loves you, you know? Bro, I couldn't handle it, man. He put his hands on my body, bro, and he started to pray for me, bro. And he started to, like, I'm talking about, we're in an emergency room at White Memorial. It's busy. This man started to wail, like sob. You know what I mean? He started to sob, man. And man, I never had ever felt that kind of love before, bro. Never in my life, bro. I was so used to just hatred and rage and violence, you know, and darkness and self-destruction and destruction.
Right.
You name it, bro. And here's this man right here just weeping over me, bro. Over me, you know, and I felt like, you know, at that moment, bro, I felt like this small, you know. I was kicking, I came in there, overdosed on rock cocaine. I wanted to die, you know. I had smoked a whole ounce of rock cocaine to the neck. And one of my little homies, a 13-year-old homie, drove my car to the ER, bro. A 13-year-old little homie drove me to the ER in my car. You know. And let me tell you, bro, I never felt nothing like that. I could feel the presence of God, bro, you know, and I don't try to make no converts to nobody. When I share the love of God, bro, I'm telling you what I experienced. I don't care what you know. Right. I don't care what you know. I'm telling you what I experienced. You could read about it in a book. I experienced it. They say that a man with book knowledge will never win an argument against a man with an experience. And I experienced it, bro.
Facts.
I experienced
Facts.
it. Okay,
Facts.
I've been trying to stop smoking rock cocaine for like 5 years. My wife was, you know, she knew that was my only problem, is that every time we get some traction, something going, I would end up smoking something, or because she was the dope lady, you know. She got caught at the border bringing drugs across and all kinds of stuff, you know. She knew how to put money together, you know. Right. And
hey,
yeah.
No, I just want to interject again briefly with this, because you made me think about something. Right, today we lost the homie DMX. Right,
man,
I know you heard about that, right? And he is one also that had a lot of problems with addiction. his whole career, even when he made it famous. You know, everybody talks about, if you hear the stories, documentaries, he had still a problem with addiction,
Hold
mainly
on, G. Let
cocaine.
me plug in my charger, right? Because I don't want to
Okay,
go bad.
okay. I need to go get some ice anyway. But I
Was
want to
that
speak
was
about,
that today or was that last night?
well, officially today. They were saying it last night, but it was officially today where they really made the official announcement that he passed on. Um, yeah. So yeah, it was officially today, Conejo. Um,
Damn.
I need to go get some. Yeah, rest in peace to DMX.
Yeah,
But you know,
lost a
he
great talent.
yeah, but
Yeah,
he struggled
bro.
with addiction. And I was asking you because you know we lost DMX. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So you know, but he struggled with addiction his whole life, bro. Even when he made it famous, so, quote unquote. You know what I mean? And they claim, we don't know what to call. Some people saying overdose or whatever. But speaking about addiction and things like you overcame, you know what I mean. But you struggled with for a long time. How does
Yes.
one? I even want to ask you, how did that even start for you? You know what I mean? Because that is you know, how did that even start for you, bro? To even start that, and then that is something that you can't shake easily. Obviously, I know people, you know, that have had cocaine issues and crack. You know, I used to sell crack, and I look back now and think about, you think about it because then you're just making money, bro. But you don't think about all the shit that it caused. You know, mothers, aunts, uncles. You know, so many people were taken out. You know that it doesn't even
Not
matter
to
now because the
not to
money's
jump in,
gone.
but no, the epidemic's bad, and if you actually see people in the struggle, it is a real struggle, you know.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
Because I mean,
Um,
I see it day to day from where I, in my own point of view, I see it. It is bad, you know. So
Yeah.
people living in that situation is, hey, to get out of that situation, hats off, you know, if you get out of that
yeah.
situation.
So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. How was it for you to get out, like to really officially shake it, or can you ever shake it? And even how did you get started with that, my boy?
For me, bro, I strongly believe in cause and effect, bro. For me, the causes were my upbringing, bro. I experienced a lot of trauma at a young age, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was a way, you know, when I started doing drugs, that euphoria that I felt took away those feelings of hopelessness that I had, you know, I remember when I would run the streets, dog. I honestly, when I was like 11, 12, I was already, like I said, sleeping in cars, washing my clothes at laundromats. You know, I would go steal cartons of cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
I would steal cartons of cigarettes, sell them for $5.
Mm.
Right?
Damn,
That I was giving them away.
the whole
And
carton. Damn.
carton of cigarette for $5.
Oh my god, that was a good lick
What
right
year was
there.
this?
That
Whoa,
was like
damn.
early 80s. Early 80s.
Wow,
Oh, you need one?
wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
But it was a hustle. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Um
fentanyl is serious natural law.
In Pico Gardens,
Mm-hmm.
you got on the Pico Gardens, which is the 4th Street side of the projects, you got
Mm-hmm.
the Budweiser bottling company right there.
Mm.
And me and Fred Dog from Primera Flats, little Shadow from Primera Flats, used to go over there. Like, we were both little runaways, right? And we take a shopping cart over there, cut a hole in the fence, and raid the delivery trucks. We'd
Mm-hmm.
open them up and take cases of 40s, and we'd be walking through the project selling 40s. You
Damn.
know, I was stealing and hustling at a young age, man. So, but my
Right.
point was this, bro, is that the for a lot of people, you know, it goes by their experiences, bro. Like, kind of what traumas they have. So, you know, you hear about people dealing with their demons, bro. So there's a lot of people that have been victims of physical abuse, sexual abuse. They're running from something, you know what I mean? That, at least for
Right.
me, you know. So drugs was a way that it did give me an outlet, bro. It helped me to deal with anger. It helped me to deal with depression. It helped me to deal with anxiety. You know, when I started going to jail, bro, at a young age, I used to shake, man. I'd be like 13, 14. I'd be already lit, bro. Like, you couldn't say nothing to me. I'd be ready to go, you know, from fighting so much, bro, from going into jail at a young age, man. And so by the time I hit the pen, bro, I was like, you couldn't tell me nothing. The big
Right.
homies in the pen, man, they used to be like, oh my God, I used to give them trouble because they would try to like school me and help me discipline me, and then the homies would be like, man, he's a YA baby, man, leave him alone.
Yeah. I'm
Right?
glad you said that, right? When you talk about
Yeah.
the YA, because a lot of people that grew up in YA, like you said, when you go to the pen, it's really different. But YA was just really wild in gladiator school, right? So how did YA really shape you, if any? Um, the things that went on in YA, opposed to you, like you said, I'm sure it had you ready for prison, but it's totally different when you go to prison with the politics and none of that shit from YA were there. So how was that, even with YA, how did that structure you? And then how was that going from there to prison?
The biggest difference was just the maturity level, But
Right.
even YA right now, YA is no longer YA. YA is called California Department of Corrections Juvenile Division now.
Mm.
And from what I understand, the homies in the pen are trying to get the juvenile people to do a Southside program, like roll up the mattress, no sleeping during the day, mandatory bust down, mandatory
Right.
workout, all that. Can you believe that?
Right.
That's crazy. But
Damn.
I think see what YA does is it takes what you know about prison and it on steroids, So
Mm.
It enhances it.
Yeah, over the top. Like we'll take what we know about prison and we'll go over the top with it. We'll go, petty, super petty. So in YA, you got to learn real quick to it's like a Shark Tank, bro. So I know a lot of kids that hit YA, man, and if they weren't like the only way you're gonna make it, bro, is by fighting. Sometimes
You had to
violence
fight
is
in
the
YA.
only way. Like
Right.
say for
Right.
instance, somebody's trying to pressure you or somebody's trying to a good depiction of sort of like what YA is like would be the movie Bad Boys with Sean Penn. You guys ever seen that one?
Yeah.
Remember where he ends up having to beat
Classic.
up with
Yeah.
the soda cans?
Yeah.
That's really the way you make your point, and that's how I survived YA, bro. Is because I was skinny, bro. I could have got victimized real quick, real quick, bro. And but I had to, it's just through violence, bro, through fighting, You got
Hey, another thing about YA, was it a culture shock to not only, I hear a lot of homies say this because not only do you have LA County, but YA is like prison, right? Just for juveniles. So you have people from
Give it
up
up. Yeah,
north
give it up.
everywhere. Was that a culture shock, not only going to YA, but being around a bunch of not only different neighborhoods and barrios, like you see, because everything is different. You're right there in Boyle Heights, East LA section. Has its own politics. Now you have the SGV, the SFV, South Central, and all of these, and then you have people from Northern Cal everywhere. Was that like something different for you to experience as a juvenile?
What the thing about Boyle Heights is that what we bring to the table, not to say that we're above anybody, but in the area of Boyle Heights, you have a lot of the oldest neighborhoods there, right?
Right.
So the benefit of that is that you kind of get schooled about the old mentality and you kind of get an idea, right? So when I ended up in YA, I noticed that a lot of the leaders were from the older neighborhoods, But one of the shocking things, like you were saying, G-Lew, is that I met this guy named Boxer from Coachella, right? There's a gang called Coachella 52nd Street, right? Well, what I would trip out on is that how you would find dudes from like the most obscure places that were solid. I'm talking ready to go. This dude, I remember he was ready, and man, this guy and they call him Boxer, and like I make fun of dudes that get nicknames. Like, have you ever met anybody named Boxer that can't fight?
Right, it don't make, exactly. Yeah. If you got a name named Boxer, you gotta, I had a homeboy named Boxer from my neighborhood. He was known for fighting. He used to actually box. So, like you said, if it don't match what your name is, I got you.
I knew of a dude. I never met him, but if you guys did research, you guys could find out about Boxer from Cherryville. I never met him, but the guys from Cherryville at one point had like a green light forever, And because of this one guy, from what I understand, they used to send like 3 dudes after this guy, and he would lay everybody out.
Wow.
One guy, yeah.
Wow.
So,
shout out to Javier, just tapped in. What up, Javier?
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, he's out there. What's up, homeboy? What's up, Javier?
Much
what
up,
my
Javi?
boy. Shout out to Yummy too. What's up, baby? Man. Yep. Javier is blowing up, man. Shout out to my boy Javier. He's about to do big things in 2021, man. Shout out to my boy, man. Congratulations, man.
Yes, I like his lane, bro, and then the whole YA baby thing, man. That's cool, man.
And that's what I told him. He's one of the ones that found his lane real early, and everybody just grabbed me as well. I told him that's my favorite channel, and I just think Javier, everybody, man, they gravitate to him. And he's just a humble, good guy, man. So shout out to Javier, man.
Yeah,
congratulations on the success, man.
From going on his platform, bro, he connected me with people that I ain't talked to in years.
Right.
The homie Blackie from Culver City, we did time in YA back in '91, and he did 7 years for a 187, and right now he's working for Boeing as an operations manager. Bro's been to he's been all over the world. Dude's been all over. He was saying he's been to Australia, Spain, and this guy did 7 years in YA for 187, man. Wow. And I got reconnected with him through
Javier,
through coming on Javier's platform, man.
Yeah. Javier's blowing up. Yeah, blowing up big. He's going on the Lucky show next week. Javier's blowing up, man. So
is he really going on there?
Man. Yeah, he's going on Lucky show. So I'm glad I know you, Javier. Damn. Before you go, don't go on Hollywood on us, man. But you're about to blow up, man. Shout out to my homie Javier, man.
Hey,
serious,
I was sharing with you, G.
Don't forget about us little people.
I want to start interviewing the family members of the customers that I've lost, bro. Interesting story. Trip out on this. I got a customer. I got a family, right? They're from Carver Park, Crips, Compton, right? And if you guys are watching, Infant Chico, if you're watching, shout out to you. Rest in peace, Tiny Chico, Carver Park Crip. Rest in peace, baby Crip Rag, Carver Park. I've lost so many, bro, and it really hurts my soul, man. As a tattoo artist, when I started tattooing, bro, I just wanted to feed my family, bro. I came home from Folsom in June of 2009 to an empty refrigerator, bro, and that became my fuel, man. That became my fuel to not ever go back again. I had been out for 12 years with my wife, raising my kids, bro, and I got snatched out of the picture for a $40 bag of weed, man. Can you believe that? They sent me a letter.
Wow.
They sent me a letter asking me the state. Send me a letter saying, we know that you went to jail for marijuana trafficking. We want to let you know that you have first dibs if you want to open up a dispensary.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Isn't that crazy now? Isn't that how that's crazy now? Fast forward.
Wow,
right?
That's crazy.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Man, I had a great job at the time. I was making money, everything, bro. And I sold a $40 bag of weed to undercover cop and blew everything, bro.
Wow.
And I ended up back in Folsom. Bro, with dudes that I knew.
Was that embarrassing, bro? Was that embarrassing? You're like, man, I got in here for some weed, my boy. I had $40 bag. Wow.
Yeah. So when I came home, my failures motivated me to go harder, and that's my message to anybody that's watching is, use your mistakes as fuel to be better, learn from that. And it's, I have a customer named Jordan Bell. He went to Poly Long Beach. He plays in the NBA. His first year, he went to Golden State and won a ring with Golden State.
A lot of people come from Poly High, man. A lot of people go pro from Poly, bro. That's a good sports school. Yeah.
That's in Long Beach. I asked him one day, he's an introvert, I could be tattooing on him. He just sits there, bro, stoic. And one day I asked him, I said, what motivated you to be great, And he said that that when he would be playing, he would when some of his teammates would make a shot, he would notice a whole group a whole section would stand up and clap, you know.
Mhm.
But when he would make a shot, you know, he was lucky if he had one person, you know.
Wow.
And so he taught me, bro. I can, the key right now is I'm gonna be 50, bro, and I can learn from anybody, any age. All we gotta do is be open. If
Yes,
we're
sir.
open to learning, we can learn from anybody. The Bible says that out of the mouth of
Yes,
babes,
sir.
you know, out of the mouth of children, you know, could come the oracles of God.
Yes,
That
sir.
even children could speak God's words, you know. So so anyways, I've been this whole journey, the last 12 years, bro, I've been learning from my customers, learning from all kinds of people. And what I learned from Jordan Bell is that to learn to make your negatives into positives. Turn your negatives into positives, you know. Make your mistakes, turn them into victories, you know. And so that's a
Right,
message
right.
for those of us watching, you know.
Hey,
And,
Poison, tell us how did the Poison Ink get started, man? And shout out to the
well,
Poison Ink family, everybody out there that's a part of that.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And shout out to all the Poisoning family. You know, one thing about my uh, one of the one of the building blocks for my business is not only the talent, but the bonds that I've created with my customers, bro. I treat my customers like family, and they know that I care. You know what I mean? They know that I
Right.
genuinely care. We have a private setting in here. You know, when I work on people, it's gonna be me and the customers. So in 2009, when like I said, I came home to an empty fridge, and I told my wife, I says, you know what, baby, I go, I don't want to work for anybody anymore. You know, I said, I have a talent, you know, because I came home, and so while I was locked up again, I was in there refreshing my art, you know, my art skills, you know.
Right.
And not only that, but I'm a big reader. I'm a big reader, so I encourage everybody to read. Readers are leaders, and leaders are readers.
Mm,
And while I
I
was
like
locked
that.
up, I refreshed my reading skills. You know, I started reading. I was reading my Bible and other books. You know, I love reading books on leadership. So if you want to be a great leader, it's important to be able to lead yourself. You know, that's the
That's
most
right.
important thing, right?
That's
You gotta
right.
be self motivated. You know, if you want to
That's
be
right.
successful, ain't nobody gonna light your fire. You got to keep your fire lit. You got to be self motivated. You got to be your own motivating force. You know, if you want to be successful. So anyway, I told my wife, I says, look, I'm gonna give myself a year. If in a year my business doesn't take off, then I'll go back to working for somebody else. But I was determined, bro. I didn't want to work for anybody no more, bro. And I don't
Right.
have nothing. There's nothing wrong with working for the people, you know.
Nah, but yeah. But
But
we're
for
not
me
taught.
personally,
Yeah.
my mentors, which were like my bosses, they invested in me, bro. You know what I mean? God gave me favor. Like, man, I you know, just for everybody out there, bro. Like, all white people ain't racist.
Mhm.
How do I know? Because I had white bosses that stuck their neck out for me, bro. Stuck their neck out for me, man. You know what I mean? And so that's how I know that not all white people are racist. You know what I mean? Because I've had white people go to bat for
Yeah,
me, stick
that's
their neck out for
misconceptions
me,
with everything. You
invest
have to
in me,
judge a
bro.
person by the person. You know that
Yeah,
you can't get caught up with. That's with anything because it's always going to be stereotypes. It's just like with police officers. You know, not all police are bad, even though it's hard to say. But no,
yeah,
not all of them are bad. You know, so that's with anything. You have to learn as a grown man to judge a person by who they present themselves to be when you interact with them or deal with them. You know what I mean? Period.
yeah. What hurts law enforcement is that it's the bad cops that make the good cops look bad.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? I caught a case on a cop, bro. Assault with deadly weapon on a police officer, man. It was the most serious case I ever got, you know? And I was in the county getting beat
Yeah.
down. Flashlight therapy for that, you know?
Yeah, because once they know that, they on you. Then if they know you
Yes,
got
sir.
assault on a police officer, it's a wrap.
Even to this day, I get pulled over, and I've had cops come up to me and ask me, how many times did you shoot at the cops? Or, you know, how
Mm.
many times did you, you know, disarm your firearm? And I was like, what? How do you know that? Because now they get
Yeah,
behind you, bro. They know
yeah.
everything
They
about
already
you.
got their information on the computer in there in the car.
It's there, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, bro. I'm a machinist by trade. I'm also a glazer. I work with windows, glass, and I'm a machinist. Like, you give me blueprints. I learned that in YTS. Never thought I was ever gonna use that, bro. And I ended up becoming a machinist in the streets.
That's
It
dope.
was a trip.
That's dope. You know what though?
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate of all things, and I guess it goes to the individual if you remember the stuff you were taught and use it. But a lot of people get a lot of trades, man, in prison. Like most of the homies that do come home from prison, bro, they wind up having careers and stuff better than dudes that's really just been out on the streets because they come home with the trade now in the union.
And a better
They're in the
education than the
unions and
people
stuff now.
on the street too.
Exactly. They're in the union and they have, the electricians or apprentices or carpenters or whatever, homie. Dudes learn stuff in prison, even when I first, you learn different stuff. It's up to you if you depend to apply it. But
yeah, you just got to apply it to the street when you get out.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Conejo. So are you Hispanic?
He said,
I'm
yeah, you look like a white boy. He look like a white boy over there.
It's the lighting, homie.
Damn, Conejo.
Is it my white side bright, homie?
You can blend in, though.
Damn.
Yeah, and same thing with you, G. Hey, G. When I realized you were from Brick City, I was like,
right.
What? I was like, what?
Crazy, huh?
In my hood, we have 3.
It was only a couple.
In my neighborhood, we got 3 Puerto Ricans. They're basically look like light skinned black dudes. And we got one black homie from the projects named Earl. Right. And he's into the.
We had a couple. We had another homeboy living in the projects named Lowdown too, but he wound up I don't know what happened, but he wound up changing sides. I think he wound up being from Florence. I mean, that's crazy. But Lowdown was one of the downest homeboy. It's crazy because Lowdown was down. He was down, bro. It just shocked me, man, when I heard that, bro. But I think he just got too much. I don't know what it was. Too much pressure, bro. But Lowdown was a down homie in the projects, bro. Held it down, but later I don't even know how he became from Florence, really, to tell you the truth. But yeah, he was a down homie and a little homie named Spider. But I don't know what happened to him. He was young, but it was only a few, bro.
Those are some interesting projects you grew up in, brother.
Yeah.
Interesting. And when I pass through there, I always point them out,
Yeah,
like, see,
right there.
Right here, like I
still there, holding it down.
I give them the whole
Main
tour,
Street. Yeah,
so,
off Main.
Yes, sir.
And then that's a historical project. I don't know how far, but they give Dogtown like one of the earliest. I don't know how far, but I've heard they go way back, man.
You're in a video. I saw him in whose video?
Hey, Smurf was from the Motivia project too, wasn't he?
Smurf?
I seen your projects in a music video.
In a music video?
Yeah,
man, but there was so many things. They film a lot of stuff there. I guess it's just so accessible because it's right by downtown. But it was a lot of movies like House Party. That's where they filmed that. It was a lot of stuff filmed in those projects, bro.
Yeah. You know where I also lived? I lived in Frogtown for a little bit.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I lived in Frogtown for a little bit, bro. And really, bro, like it was not uncommon, bro. For like as soon as it got dark, I remember I'd go to close my door, and there'd be a frog.
The frog. That's what they were known for. They really have the name for the neighborhood. Frogs everywhere over there.
Frogtown. You know
then,
the guy from the
Echo Park is right there. Who?
The leader, the leader, Emilio Rivera.
Yeah.
The Mayans. He's from Frogtown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's from Frogtown. He worked at that bakery they got down there. What is it? A Hostess or something?
Yeah.
Right in their neighborhood, they got a big bakery. I think it's Hostess. Yeah.
Yeah, it is Hostess. It is Hostess.
I know Happy from Hazard. That's at Homeboys. I did time with him before too. He had a little spot on the Mayans a couple of episodes ago. But bro. So that's how I started my business back in 2009, out of just wanting to feed my family, and so that was my motivation, bro. So there was days, bro, where I would just go out and pass out business cards, and there was days, bro, where I was tattooing just to feed my family, bro, because it wasn't just taking off for me, People would ask me, so where's your shop at? And I'd be like, well, I work from home. And they'd be like, oh, well, I only go to shops. And I'd be like, all right. Because they didn't know what I could do, So
hey, Poizon, I know about that. Cause I had some cool ass homeboys that would come and tat us up, just show up at the house, tat you up. You paid them, they left, But they were some cool ass vatos,
Yeah.
Man, they did some better work than some of the shops would ever do,
So I come from the culture, dog, where we used to get tatted up, and I'm from one of the first. I'm from in '85 is when the Walkman first came out, so that's the first
Wow.
time that we started using machines.
I remember that thing.
Damn, you know the year 85, bro. That's when it came out.
85.
Wow, I remember 85. I had a Walkman right there, that Sony Walkman, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right
and
around
we would
85.
crack them open and use the little motors in the system, and
yeah,
that's
yeah. I got my first tattoo in prison.
So when I got out, I knew how to make them. So I would make them, and I'd be the one tatting all my homies up, tatting up different homies from different neighborhoods. And so to me, I'm just continuing a tradition from the neighborhood, and I don't have anything against industry artists, you know what I mean? But they have something against hood artists, man. Like they call us scratchers and all this. I'm like, man, don't get hurt, man. Don't get hurt.
Wow.
Hey, Poizon, I know you said you were Poizon. I know you talked about how you were into breakdance and all that. What about tagging? Were you big into the tagging crews?
No, I never. I had some of my one of the homies that started our breaking crew. He was also from a graffiti crew named GMC out of New York. They were from Queens, and so he that was like the next thing that when the Floor Masters breaking crew kind of like fizzled out, he kept going with the graffiti crew called GMC, Grandmaster Crew. And
wow.
But I never I started going to jail, bro. When I started going to jail like about 12 years old, bro. So I kind of got pulled out of I would go to jail and I come out, go to jail, come out,
Hey, did GMC have any influence on TMC?
They might have, bro. They might have, because but have you ever heard of the Magicians Club out of Hollywood?
Yeah, I
Westside TMC.
Yeah,
they ran into each other at a party one time over there on the east side at the CSO.
Right.
And they had a rumble, man. The Westside TMC and the Eastside TMC. Were you there? My wife was there. She was present.
Wow.
I wasn't there. I heard about it.
Hey, you know what I did know? I remembered about TMC though. Like whatever you would see them. That's why I just really thought they were a tagging crew, and then I heard they turned into a gang. But they used to hit. They used to have nice hit ups, man. They were like they were real fly, man. You know what I mean? Like it was just like wherever you seen TMC hit up, it was just nice, bro. That's what I do remember about.
They produced some serious gangsters too, man.
I heard about them. Yeah,
they put in some work, man. They did their thing. They were hated for a reason,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
TMC.
So yeah, bro. That's so basically, you know how people use the terminology blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
How their work was, that I put in blood, sweat, and tears. Well, Poizon Inc. was literally built on blood, sweat, and tears. But the blood of gang members. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, when I started, all I wanted to do was feed my family. I didn't know that it was gonna take me down this road, And that's one of the ways that God used that to reawaken me, to awaken me to what was going on around me.
Right.
And to let me, and then there was a black teacher out of Compton High named Reggie Foster.
Right.
And I met him at a park, He was doing a video and I was being nosy, and he was telling me what he wanted to do, and he wanted to get into the schools. And he was sharing with me what he wanted to do. He wanted to go into the schools and do motivational speaking because he was a former high school football star. And I was like, man, that's cool. And I was telling them, I go, you know what, man, I'm a tattoo artist, man. And I was kind of bummed out that day when I met him, And we were having a family function at a park, and I was a little tipsy, so I was in my feelings. You know what I mean? So I was like, I started getting emotional. I was like, yeah, man. At the time, I had lost about 100 customers already. And I was like, yeah, man, I don't know what to do, man. I go, I'm a tattoo artist, but I'm already going like 100 customers, man, and I don't know what to do, man. you know, and I was like pretty choked up, you know. And he's like, well, you know what, man, I want to get into the schools, man, and hopefully if all that works out, man, maybe you can come and, you know, you can help me. And I was like, that's what I was always looking for. I was like, I wasn't thinking of doing something myself. I was just saying, who can I link up with to make a contribution? You know what I mean? Because tattooing takes up a lot of your time. You know what I mean? What I do, it's hands-on. It's a lot of work, you know? So I don't have a lot of time to spare, but I wanted to make a difference. You know what I mean? A year goes by, bro, and he calls me up and he's like, hey, Poizon. He's like, I'm in the schools, man. I got a contract with Compton Unified and LA Unified. I was like, and he's like, are you ready? I was like, ready for what? He's like, I want you to come up and share your story with the kids.
Right.
I was like, what? Man, I was like, wow. And because honestly, you guys, you know, when in 2004, I was in the church for 8 years, right? And what happened to me is that I got involved in church at a young age, and I went real fast. I moved fast.
Right.
I was doing a lot in the church, bro, wearing a lot of hats because I went to go plant a church. So I literally know from experience how to go and start a church, bro. Because we literally dropped out of the sky in Sacramento with opposition. The Norteños were sending us messages. We don't want you here. You're not welcome. You know what I mean? They came to my front door, knocking. Should check me out. They sent an OG to my front door, right? Sent an OG to my front door, bro, to check me out. All blasted from the head, everywhere, big, to check me out. And his words to me were like, you know what? As long as, because they were watching, they go, as long as we see you coming and going to work, going to church, and they wanted me to put my shirt on. I would cut my grass without a shirt on, right? And I'm pretty excited, right? I said, were
you drinking a lemonade with lemonade without your shirt on too?
Damn.
I was like, we need Tracy, because Tracy's they run Tracy, you know?
Right.
And they make the Southsiders wear shirts, man.
Wow.
You think the Southside really runs things sometimes? I mean, I'm never talking down on my own, right? But there's some prisons where they run things, you know? And
hey, but let me ask you, I'm glad you mentioned that. When you were in YA, like I don't know where you at in Nellis or all the South spots, but you know, they could ship you like up north, you know. How, I don't know if you experienced that, but how is that for a youngster still, you know what I mean, in YA, not adult, and you have to be shipped way north somewhere?
That could be
where all the northerners are.
The farthest I made it was Paso Robles. That's Central Cali, you know.
Okay, right.
But I was constantly fighting, you know. I was constantly getting into fights, you know, because I was small, so you couldn't say nothing to me, bro. Like, you know, I had a chip on my shoulder. I had to prove something every minute of the day, you know, at that age.
Right.
So I was always getting into fights to the point where I liked it, you know. I would laugh, like, yeah, I did it again. And so anyways, they put me in Paso Robles. The hole is called the boat because it's in the morning, there's a lot of fog, and that building looks like a boat in the fog because they call it the boat.
He said Chad. Yeah. What up, Mac Malone?
So
go ahead.
So anyways, they gave me 6-month term in the boat. I had to be there for, that's like I'd say like a shoe program, you know,
right?
In YA. So they sent me to the back, and I come out to yard, and there's some black dudes over there playing basketball. So I roll up on them, and they're Bloods, right? And I roll up on them. I'm like, hey man, can I get in the game? They're like, what? One of them throws the ball at me, and 3 of them start rushing me, man. I started getting rushed, and I was like, what? That was like my first time, like what? I'm just getting rushed by three dudes, you know, 3 black dudes. And there was another Hispanic in the yard, but he was off to the side by himself. He comes running up and jumps in, and later I found out that he was a norteño from San Jose. A norteño, and they call him Maton from San Jose. He comes and helps me, man. Can you believe that? Yeah, just because I was Hispanic, you know. But so that's an interesting story. Like my whole introduction to norteños was one of them helping me.
Yeah,
you know, because
Poizon. Do you ever spend any time in the Bay at all?
No.
Oh, you never did.
let me see, I did time in Chino, Tehachapi, Jamestown, Delano, Wasco, and Folsom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, man.
How was that though? How was that though? Just being far away from home though. Like how was that? I'm sure you had to get used to it, but how was that originally? I'm sure the family or people just couldn't just it so easy to visit and and all of that type of shit.
Man, I just by that time, bro, I kind of started getting institutionalized. I got institutionalized at a young age, So
Right.
when the farthest I went was Paso in YA, So even I started to become institutionalized, and I started to what's the fancy word they use now? Compartmentalize. I started to I knew to shut certain things off,
Right,
like
right.
shut that off, like all that miss you and all that.
Yeah.
Even with no offense to my beautiful wife, but even my relationship, I would turn that switch off. You know what I mean? And I learned not to be jealous. I learned not to have feelings. I learned not to.
Yeah, because I can mess you up in there thinking about that too
There's
much,
dudes
and
that be
yeah.
could be like
Especially if you got some time to
suicidal,
do.
Perez.
Especially if you got a lot of time to do. You can't yeah.
Stressed out.
Wow.
So when this teacher invites me up to Compton High School, bro, I go up there and I try to like give them a message, right? But at the end, I shared with them my experience with the doctor, and because it's important to me to always point to God as our source of hope and faith, and you know what I mean. So
Right.
so when I walked out of there, I felt like God speak to me, bro, and corrected me and let me know that He still had that He still could use me, and because I'm telling you guys, when I left Sacramento, I left discouraged, I left burnt out, I did all this work, right? What I felt for God, but I got like what you call spiritually bankrupt. I got burned out from doing all this work, to where I just fizzled out, bro. Where I and then I was real. I just, when you're involved in leadership at that level, and you don't have the character that, because when you're a leader, bro, in even in the church or any organization, right, you're gonna get criticized. And if you can't handle criticism, critique, right?
Yeah.
Or you, sometimes people are gonna accuse you of stuff, and all. If you don't have the, like imagine being the president, right? He gets crapped
That's
on
a
all the
lot of
time.
responsibility. Yeah.
So my character wasn't cut out for that. I was too young, and I was right next to the pastor. So I was the type where you if you crapped on me, I was ready to fight you. we even had when I first touched down, like my first 6 months in SAC, we had a men's home, right? And sometimes the norteños would come in, bro, and they'd be tripping on me, and sometimes they would try to take me out back and try to like think they were gonna like pump me. I had this big old OG, like he was guided to the back.
These are people you worked with?
Yeah, like in our men's home. Yeah, like try to like, like come here, like, try to pressure me, bro. And I'd be like, what? You got me. I said, man, just because I'm a Christian, you got me messed up, bro. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
that's why. Hey, I gotta say that because I spent some time in the church too, homeboy. And sometimes in the church it feels like a novella in there, man. There's too much drama.
Oh yeah, all that I seen it all, bro. Like when since we were growing it, so I seen a lot of stuff, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, I couldn't believe some of the stuff we're dealing with, bro. Like, are you serious? Like, yeah. So church, starting ministry, you're gonna deal with a lot of stuff, bro. Stuff that probably should get reported, You know what I'm saying? Stuff that in a former life I would have stabbed somebody over.
Right.
For real.
Hey, Poizon. Poizon. When you did disconnect back from the church, how was that for you? Like, did you go all the way back maybe to the streets, or were you still connected with the church, or were you still like, what was your status spiritually? Because even when you do leave the church and go back out here, you find things, I'm sure, differently. They hit you different. Like stuff is not, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, you get
you know
a
what you're
different
fighting.
point of view on
You get a different point of
That's
view,
a
homies.
great question.
Things
That's a
you
great
normally would
question.
do, like, yeah, go ahead, bro.
That's a great question, G-Lew. You know, the Bible talks about there's a passage where Jesus was teaching, right? And he says, when a spirit leaves, right? Like a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says, when a spirit leaves this house, right? And he'll come back. And the spirit will come back and he'll be like looking around like, man, everything's clean and nice. You know, like, whoa. So he'll come back with backup, 7 more. Right? And that fortunately did not happen to me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but I took the positive lessons that I learned in the church, bro, because I didn't know how to be a father. I didn't know how to be a leader. I didn't have discipline. So that time that I spent in church, bro, I learned how to become a leader. I learned how to become a father. I learned how to become a good employee, you know, a team player, you know. So from 2004 to 2008, so for 4 years, I came back to LA. And first thing I did do, bro, is I got a gun. I'm living in West LA. You know what I mean, bro? So the first thing I got was a firearm, bro, because I was living on the west side over there by Cadillac and La Cienega.
Okay.
There was a lot of beef going on already. The 18 streets and the gear gangs were kicking off.
Yeah, right over there.
BPS.
I got family lives over there on Pico and Orange.
And I was dealing with the Playboy Gangster Crips, the Bedrock Crips. And I started tattooing again on the side, you know, right? That I started doing again. I started to drink and I started to smoke weed because in 2004, that's when the Kush just started to hit, you know. So one day I was standing outside and I smelled this weed. I was like, man, what is that? And they're like, oh, this is some Kush. I was like, man, let me check that out. And man, I was like, wow, man, you guys got some serious weed now, you know. So yeah, bro, I started drinking again. I started smoking weed, but I didn't go back to the hood. Like I wasn't hanging out in the hood anymore. I was, you know, like I said, drinking and weed aside, I still remained a responsible parent. I still went to work. I still did all that. But sure enough, man, in 2008, man, like I said, I made that sale to that undercover cop, man, and there I go, man, back to the pen. It was crazy, man. Yeah. So and I haven't been back to the pen since '96. I was out for 12 years. So when I hit the Twin Towers, my mom had been in the Twin Towers. My mother-in-law had been in the Twin Towers before me in that time. So you get me? So I had been to the Twin Towers to visit them, and now here I come to the Twin Towers myself, man. So that's when. So
and how had it changed? Do you think from when earlier when you were going to the counties up to now?
The meth.
Well, how did you feel? How did you change? Maybe because now you're like, damn.
Bro, I sounded like a white boy. I sounded like a white boy, bro. Because I was living, you know, I was in church. I even went to Bible college for a while.
Right.
I was starting church, so my vocabulary was cleaned up. I didn't really cuss, you know. And then I was in the workforce, you know. So I was a sales. I was not a sales rep, but I was a service. I was a delivery driver and a service customer service tech for a window company. And I was also part of management. So when I hit the county, you know, I had some good size on me. I knew as soon as they took me to the Van Nuys jail, LAPD, right?
Right.
As soon as I hit the Van Nuys jail, bro, I started busting down. You know, I started getting ready, bro. Doing push-ups and programming. And when I hit the Twin Towers, they're telling me, oh, if you're 35, you ain't got to work out. I'm like, what? I said, bro, I'm gonna work out. I said, don't nobody got to tell me not to work out, or you know, like,
right.
I'm I'm a program. You know what I mean? So they would tell me like, AOG, you don't got to work out. I'm like, man, I'm gonna work out, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. This is what I do. This, you
And
know,
is it
I know
crazy too though?
about
Like,
this.
right, and it's crazy too though. Like, if you have to go back to the county or whatever, like you say, you're older. There's a bunch of younger dudes now that you have to like. Even then, they're telling you what, but you know what I mean. That has to be
Yeah.
weird too, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What they do is, what the big homies do is they'll take guys that are looking at time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what they're interested in is in guys that are going to be there for the long haul. You know, they don't like
Right,
turnaround. You know, and then not only that, but they're looking for killers.
right,
You know, most of the like the clique members, the majority of these guys were already in prison for murder. You know, and I got friends, bro. Like it's a trip. Like in my life, bro. Like I never raised my hand to become part of nothing, bro. You know what I mean? That's one thing that the streets taught me is that you know, to look out for myself and never try to don't do anything to try to impress anybody. You know,
right.
there's a lot of guys that
That's
become
good
part of
advice to the
these.
youngsters, man. Because
Yeah,
that's how the
that
youngsters
become
get caught up. You know, trying to follow or impress another dude, man.
another
You know,
man,
another
dude
man,
with daddy
bro.
issues.
Right.
There's a lot of guys, bro, and those are usually the guys that fall by the wayside, bro, because
Mm,
they're doing it. Their motives are completely wrong and
yeah,
twisted. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's what I feel. I feel that if you go to prison and you have a date, then you don't got no business getting involved in that. Any lifer will tell you, homie, if you got a date, get out of here and don't come back. But you know,
mm,
if you're already a lifer, then that's something that's on the table now, right? Joining
right,
joining part of the game, joining part of the prison gangs, it becomes an option because you're already. I'm not promoting it, but I understand that. You know, it's the majority of the guys that did end up joining this stuff, they were already doing life. A lot of them were already
right.
killers already. You know what I mean? So killing it wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? So how does that apply to right now? Um, you know, the guys that are running things like in the county right now, running floors, running like Supermax and all these places, are
Mm,
dudes that are already looking at life, double life. You know, my last celly, they gave him 300 years.
mm.
You gotta give somebody 300 years. You
Damn.
know what I mean? He had a first degree premeditated murder, a second degree, and an attempted, and they gave him life with 300 years.
Mm,
Homie, Güero from Barrio Locotes, Watts. Yeah, yeah, and so they're giving guys
wow.
crazy time right now, crazy time, you know,
Yeah.
and and
300
and
years.
Hey,
it's
Wow.
crazy.
I don't even know how they
I
make
hope the
these
court
sentences
believes
up.
in
Yeah.
reincarnation or something.
Yeah, that's what I don't even know how some of
You
these,
know what I mean?
you
Like,
know, they
come
give
on.
somebody like, yeah, you got to die 3 times and still do life.
And you know what I noticed too, bro, is that like like Dirty was saying, you know, I like to talk about current events and stuff, bro. Like since I've been tattooing and all that, man, I consider myself a community guy, you know. I got involved in voting. You know, I was involved in that, what was it, AB 109, where we got a chance to bring out all these guys that got 3 strikes, where the third strike wasn't violent, you know.
Violent, yeah. Yeah.
And so I
Yeah.
went and voted. I got all my kids involved, all the kids that I have that are 18 and over. Boom, you know, this last election, we all went and voted for Biden. You know, I don't like to talk politics, you know, but anybody's better than Trump, you know. And then
Yeah.
you know, we grew up in LA, dog. You guys are from LA. You know what I'm talking about. You grew up right across the street from Chinatown, bro. You know what I mean? So I grew up on the east side. I go downtown. I'm dealing with Japanese, Armenians, Iranians. I
Yeah.
embrace diversity, bro. You know, I graduated elementary in Watts. You know,
Mm. Yeah, you've been
I
all
had
over. And the
I'm
crazy
a
thing,
pro-
you wind up all in all the like hoods. You be in
yeah,
you've been to Watsy, Compton, uh West LA, that's not hood, but it's it's like, So man,
one of
you've
the
been all
flyers.
over, bro.
That's one of
Yeah,
the
yeah. There
flyers.
you go. There you go. There you go. So it's like, wow, man, you've been all over, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the I think that's great for me, bro, because I got a lot of love in the black community, bro. A lot of
Yeah.
love, man. And I show them love,
Yeah.
and so I got a big heart for for my Crips and my Bloods, man. I mean, because and they show me love, bro. I'm telling you, man. Some of these Crips and Bloods, bro, have rolled up on me while I'm outside, and they'll just hop out and just give me a hug, bro. They just coming up just to show me some love, man. And man, these guys have me in tears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I really appreciate that, bro. I really do, man. And when they come to my home, they also appreciate the family unit that they see here, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And they be tripping on that, you know. And then
Yeah, that's big, man. That's big, man. You guys have a big family, beautiful family, man. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing, man.
the wife can cook,
Really,
bro.
man.
So if you're ever
damn.
in town,
Okay.
you like
Okay.
you know, we got a food business.
Okay.
Hey, bro, we got some.
You ain't got to tell me twice, bro. I'm
Shout out
you
to
up.
Miss Munchies.
Well, damn, I might have to make an appointment to come down and get a tat done soon.
Yeah. You know, we cater
Okay.
parties, all that. Hey, man, and I didn't even know it, bro. But like, my kids saw me build my business from scratch. Started from the bottom, you know, and they got inspired, bro. And my kids just started just doing business, bro. I got a daughter that officially gonna have her license, fully licensed salon. You know, I'm so proud of her, bro. Like, she just did it. Like, we were bumping it, or we were bumping heads in the pad right here. You know what I mean? Because I got my studio right here. One of the rooms doubles as a studio during the day, and it's a multimedia room, and it's my son sleeping here at night.
Hey, Poizon.
Daughter,
You say you got 10 kids. Yeah. Give me like a from the top to the bottom, like age wise.
Woo. Bro, come on, bro.
I'm gonna go get some ice right quick. I'll be right back.
They're from my oldest is 30 and my youngest is 6. But let me see 30. How old is that? 28. My son's like 26, 27. I think, how old is Francine? 25.
She's 25.
Francine 25. Timothy, then no, Kayla's 22. Timothy's 21. We got a 19-year-old, a 17-year-old. After that, Kingdom, right? Then I got a son named Kingdom. He was born with autism, bro. So shout out to all the parents with kids with special needs out there. Yeah,
I got one too. My son, Isaias, he's partially autistic, so I understand that struggle right there completely. I mean,
man, we're doing the thing.
I mean, I'm just like you. I got my oldest is going to be 24 next month, so 24 all the way. My youngest is 10. So I had a couple back to back. So
how many? How many is that?
I got 12 altogether.
Whoa, you're a machine.
Hey, homeboy, I gotta live up to my name.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got mine, but hey, kids are a blessing, and you know, God blessed me with a hell of kids. So that's for sure. Hell yeah.
I have an army. You know, what I tell people is that when my kids got old enough, bro, when my kids got old enough to communicate and express their love, you know,
yeah,
I was like, man, I found what I've always been looking for, man. I have on my banner right here, says love and loyalty, you know.
Okay.
And that's what it's all about, love and loyalty, man. And so everything that I was looking for in the streets, I tell people, anybody that might be watching or see this video later, when you have a family, everything you've been looking for in the streets, you're gonna have it. You're gonna have everything. So I don't have that pull that the streets used to have on me. It's not there anymore. You know, whatever I do for my neighborhood or for my homie, it's by choice because I want to be a positive influence on them. You know, but they don't.
Yeah, that's correct.
You know, before the gang had that pull on me. You know? The gang life had a pull. You know, and I don't. It's not there anymore. You know.
Hey, did the two of you guys grow up from a big family? Yeah, you guys had small families.
I got 4 older sisters, and how many you got?
I gotta count.
She has a big family too.
Family, but she has a lot of family. 7.
Oh yeah.
7.
Yeah, I got family right there in Washington? I'm up here in well, I'm originally from Wenatchee, and then I'm over by I'm right here by Seattle right now, so I'm like 10 minutes away from Seattle right now, downtown. But my family's down in Baker. I got sisters in Bakersfield. I got my family's right there in LA and West Hollywood too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I got family. I spent some time in
Let me tell you a funny
I spent some time in Santa Rosa as well. So
what? Hey, do you know there's you guys heard of Angelino Heights, right? The gang?
Yeah.
You guys heard of Angelino Heights? The hood, the gang?
Yeah.
Over
Angelino Heights.
By Diamond Street.
By Diamond Street?
Angelino Heights. We used to party with them. They used to come kick it with us at Prospect Park. Anyways, do you know that's the biggest gang in Santa Rosa right now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
is it right now?
Angelino Heights. They spread up to Santa Rosa. That's the biggest Southside Sureño gang. I was with a dude from Angelino Heights in Folsom, and you know the Sureños that are up in Northern Cali, they beef with mostly norteños. You know what I mean? So these guys, these Sureños from up north. Oh my God, man! They get us into some trouble in the system, man. They're always ready to.
Oh yeah.
That's what they.
I met a couple vatos up there, and they were some wild cats because I was right off of Las Provadas Ave, and by Petaluma.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I spent. Yeah, so I spent some time between Petaluma.
Where in Petaluma is responsible. The city of Petaluma is responsible for producing the guy that caused the 3 strikes law.
Oh wow!
Are you serious?
Remember the
Well, I never knew that either.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Polyclass. Polyclass was a young girl. She was like 12 years old. She got abducted from her bedroom, bro. This dude was a sex offender, repeated sex offender, bro, in and out of the system. And he abducted her from the bedroom, took her, raped her, killed her, and they were searching for her, bro. They even stopped this guy. They stopped him and they let him go. And later he got caught, right? They busted him. And at the time, Pete Wilson was the governor. And because of a sex offender, the 3-strike law was enacted. And who was the first ones to get affected by that? Was the minorities, black and browns, were getting hit because of a guy that was a sex offender, though. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Get it? Yeah. And I'm not saying that it's the violent crime that we commit. It's still violent, right? But the
Polo said, "I remember that."
The whole case would start because of this one guy, you know. And the guy he almost looked Hispanic. He was a white guy. He was like a Caucasian guy. He had like salt and pepper hair going straight back. He had a brush and everything, but he was a sex offender. Yeah, and that Polyclass case. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Real fact,
you guys. I've been
remember that shit.
Yeah, everybody said they remember.
I've been all over the state, man. I've been as far as up to like Redding. I've been to parts of the state, bro, where we do have some racist elements, bro. I've been out to like there's parts of like going up towards Tahoe, and I've been in small towns, bro, where I would go do a delivery, and they wouldn't even talk to me.
Yeah.
For real. So I
Yeah.
would find myself in different parts of California, bro, getting in people's faces, bro. And
Yeah.
usually it was with these racist people. Is that a trip? I was
Yeah.
like, are
No,
you
no, that is.
serious? Because we're
Yeah.
from LA, you know, our only problems was the cops, you know? But,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah. You find out when you get outside the city, like different places outside of the city, way out, that it's different, bro.
It still
You know?
exists.
Yeah.
Oh, especially
Yeah.
especially when you travel outside
Yes,
the
sir.
outside the state. Outside the
Yeah.
state is different, totally different.
Yeah.
That's why I stay in Cali.
Yeah.
I've
Shit is
been
real,
to
bro.
Arizona and Nevada. That's it.
But even in Cali, I mean,
Oh
just
yeah, so you're still
outside
down
of different parts that you're not
Yeah,
comfortable
even
with,
in Cali,
it,
yeah. And
way
you
out,
go out
you
to the
know.
rural areas of
Yeah,
California,
the
bro.
rural areas, bro.
Even
Shit
in
is real.
Orange County, bro, there's some
Yeah, Orange
KKK
County.
and
Yeah.
OC.
Well, you
Remember
know, you
they tried
always
to
knew
have that
Orange
rally
County.
over here in
I always heard,
Northern
you always heard stories about Orange County, though. You know what I mean? Always. Yeah, I didn't really want to fuck around in Orange County. You know, if I was going to Disneyland, bro. But you know, but yeah, it's all good, man. Um, so tell us what's going on right now. Poison.
So
I know
right
everything's been
now,
down, you've been injured, but what's going on? What can we expect coming up right here in 2021? Everything's opening back up, getting somewhat normal.
I wanna leave you guys with this word, and this is for all of us. You know,
Okay.
the word is, and I'm not talking about like meditation. I'm not talking about like transcendental meditation. I'm talking about real motion, real like in the church we have this saying, don't be so spiritually minded that you're no earthly good. Don't be
Right.
so spiritually. You ever met people that want to spiritualize everything, or they want to blame the devil on or all this
Yeah.
crazy stuff? I'm
Way
like,
out.
man,
Yeah.
I'm actually talking about doing things, action, motivation, you know, movement, you know. So um the word is transcend. And in the definition, the definition of the word transcend is to surpass a group or a person, you know. To transcend, it doesn't mean like, you know, you're in competition with anybody, but sometimes, okay, when I started tattooing, I always knew that I wanted to do more, right? And sometimes I felt opposition, you know, like even in my area, bro, like we in the first 5 years of tattooing, bro, I had opposition, bro. There was other tattoo artists that were mad, bro, that I started to take their clients, you know.
Right.
We called it the tattoo wars.
Right.
But hey, bro, I'm grinding. You can't be mad because I'm grinding. I was grinding, bro, like grind, like every day. I'm running, you know. It's so you can't be mad at somebody for grinding hard, bro. If you
Right.
grind hard, you're gonna shine hard. You know what I mean? If you
That
don't
part.
grind, you don't shine. You don't work, you don't
That
eat.
part.
So, you know, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, man. That's a whole other conversation right there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you
But
about him too.
that's what I
Yeah,
want to
that
talk
is.
about.
Go ahead.
Is Nipsey Hussle is a good example of somebody that transcended his lifestyle. He transcended to another level that all of us should aspire to as gang members. I believe all of us, we're a brotherhood. All of us as gang members, especially if we're from LA, we're a brotherhood, bro, because we all come from the same struggle. We all experience the same things, the same violence, the same environment, right? But there's some of us, if you're awake and you're alert and you're woke, as they say, then we should all want to, you know, don't let nobody box you in. Because I've had people try to box me in, bro. They're, you know, I have this sign up here that says live without limits. I've had people try to limit what I can do because they don't fit their agenda or their expectations, you know. I've had people place their own expectations on me. Oh, he's all right. He'll get to this. He'll get this far, you know. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't got no limit. You know, are there, you know, limit to where I want to go? You know what I mean? I want to do everything that God wants me to do. I read a book called Mastery by Robert Greene, the guy that wrote 40 Laws of Power.
It's power, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Mastery. And the book, basically, the whole focus of the book is staying on your path. Stay on your path, man. You know what I mean? Because there'll be people that might come alongside you, bro, and try to like distract you. And in the book, there's a quote that says, "Woe to the disciple that does not surpass his master." Woe to the disciple that does not surpass, and surpass means to transcend. So, because sometimes even our mentors might try to box you in. You know, the same very people that are teaching you might also put a limit on you. You know what I mean? And we're supposed to take what we learn and go further with that. You know, so that's what I want to leave you guys with, is to don't let nothing limit where you can go, what you can do, because bro, I want to give back. I want to contribute. You know what I mean? And I'm not so much concerned on building something physical. I want to spread my influence. I want to spread my message, bro. You know what I mean? And physically, right now, I'm limited, huh? Physically, I really am. I've always been an active person, bro. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see me riding. I build 3-wheel bikes, bro. I'll be out on the road. People know who I am. You know, they know me by my bikes. I built some creations, bro. I got like a fat bike with 4-inch tires, with 4-inch stick. I built a 3-wheeler because I'm a machinist, bro. So I use all my talents, bro. You know what I mean? Right. And I represent everything. You see my bikes all rated out, dodgered out. You know, I wear my colors.
Raiders.
I rip hard.
That's right.
And so coming where I come from, Boyle Heights, you know, like I want everybody to know. I'm not banging on them. I just want everybody to know that where I come from, because I'm trying to represent the best and the brightest people to come out of that neighborhood. You know, I'm not trying to be ignorant or you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's cool to be dumb. You know, you know, you ever seen those movies where they ask a question? Oh man, I don't know that. Like, man, come on, bro. Like, so I want to transcend, you know. So I believe Nipsey Hussle gave us a
blueprint,
snapshot of the new gang member, you know, not that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I liked about him. He was like a bridge with the old and the, because he was young, but he had enough. He was old enough to know, you know, from when it really changed, and he had the knowledge, and he could reach the youngster. He was respected by the young and the older. Yeah. You know, we're older than him, but I really respected this dude, you know,
big time.
So he had that, man, and I think he was the one. He was just the one that could have led the younger generation, man, to a better, you know. At least he was the last one, just even doing it how he did, you know, with the knowledge.
To me, I believe he did have something. He did. Like spiritual about him, you know. I believe he had a energy and an aura, you know, or I do believe that, you know, he had a touch of God on his life, you know. I definitely, because you can't, different, man. Bro, you can't do it without. You're not gonna have. Look, man, the Bible talks about our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge in Hosea chapter 4, I believe, verse 3. And when I read that in the Bible, I was in the pen, and I read that, bro, and I was like, it like slapped me in the face. Our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
That's true.
And I'm looking around at all these guys. Yeah. And so that's the first thing that God wants to do. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't promote any kind of like fake religion. I'm talking about real, true, bona fide spirituality. You know what I mean? And so, so that's what I'm trying to promote, is like, man, God wants to pull us out of our situations, our circumstances. He wants to better our life. You know what I mean? Life more abundantly, like where we're enjoying life, you know, the quality of our life, you know, but transcend, you guys, like
that's the word of the night. Once again, transcend. TRASCEND.
Look up the definition, man. Even the Urban Dictionary might have a whole other twist on it. flip that word, you know. Look at E40, man. Shout out E40. Look at E40's liquor empire. You know what I mean? I don't drink anymore, man. You know what I mean? I got delivered from that, but oh man, bro, I'm serious, guys. 6 months ago.
Yeah, stay away from that Mad Dog 2020. It was bad memories on that shit.
That's for Corona. This was 6 months ago. We'd be doing this interview with the Corona.
Right.
And you know what? 6 months ago, I probably wouldn't have been interested in doing this, bro.
Wow.
Hey, Poizon, quick question for you, homeboy.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, how you feel about in 6 months from now, we bring you back in here to see where we're at in 6 months?
Sure. I'm down.
All right.
I appreciate it, bro. This is like I'm having because this is substance, bro. What everybody's looking for is substance.
Yeah, substance, homie.
You know what I mean?
We talked about this. This is why I wanted you here, because I knew, man, you had a no disrespect, hell of a great story, man, and testimony, bro. And it's just like, again, when I seen you on the homies channel, shout out to my boy Javier again, incredible Javier. Man, I told him that was incredible. We connected instantly, bro. But I just the story was incredible. One of my favorites on there, man. And you just touched me. And it just
I see the comment you wrote, man. I appreciate it.
That was real though, bro.
That motivates
you know what I mean?
me. That encourages me,
Yeah.
That encourages me, bro.
And being that you're from Aliso, man, right up the street, man. And I used to go to Aliso a few times, dealt with a female over there at one time, man. But yeah, shout out to Aliso Village. And again, that is a lot of history over there, man. You could actually write a book on that.
I would go down after a girl too.
Hey, you need a book, man, to talk about.
All up in TMC.
Hey, we need a book. We need a book, man. Have you thought about writing a book, bro?
Man, my wife keeps encouraging me to write one, bro. And I do, and you know what? When I write,
you got a story,
man. I'm able to articulate way better when I write, and you know what? Where I got experience writing all them letters.
Right. Yeah,
all those good love letters, right?
Writing so many letters.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. I can really see the book. Your story is so good, man. That's one of those stories they make into a movie, bro. Like I can see a movie like on the life, because when you break it down, when you talk about it, it's like a movie, bro.
Yeah, hey, I gotta say that right now, man. Poizon, you have a lot of knowledge of a lot of different areas, a lot of different culture in the time span in your life. You have a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. Praise the Lord, man. It's a miracle. Sometimes I'm like, man, like it's bro. I you know what, man? Honestly, bro, there's a lot of guys, bro, that didn't make it this far, and I'm gonna tell you why. Every time that somebody tried to take my life, bro, I fought for my life. I fought for my life, bro. You know what I mean? And there was a youngster that I knew from around this area. The first time I saw him, I said, man, this guy, it's a youngster. He's on a beach cruiser. He's got a little cross tattoo on his face, and he just riding around like he's bulletproof, And I said to myself, man, that youngster better be careful, man, because he's asking for it, just the way he's looking,
Right.
And sure enough, man, somebody caught him slipping about 3 blocks down the road right here. And when they hopped out on him, they say that he just froze. He was with another guy, right? One guy, boom, takes off, right? What you gonna do when somebody hops out and put a gun in your face?
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta try to run, right? Obviously, that's what I would do, or try to duck or something. And but one of the guys takes off, and the youngster that I'm talking about, they say he froze in shock. Wow. He could not believe that somebody hopped out and put a gun in his face, And the streets, when you grow up in the streets, when you grow up young in the streets, bro, one thing I learned in the streets real quick is that you were going to have a sixth sense, bro.
Yeah.
One of my hashtags that I like to use is protect your neck. I work with real live gang members coming here, bro. Real active gang members coming here strapped. And I have a little closet space that I keep up here where my rule is this: if you come in my studio and I see your gun, or you tell me you got a gun, you're gonna put that gun away.
Right.
Right? So that we don't have no accidents.
Right.
Right? But if I don't see it and you don't tell me about it, cool. But if I see it, I'm gonna ask you to put it away. You know, you don't gotta unload it, you don't gotta do nothing like that. But you're gonna put it away if I see it. You know? Because I understand, bro. I'm not offended by that. You know, I go to church and I told my pastor, I say, Pastor, I still, you know, the Bible says don't bear the sword in vain. It don't say don't bear the sword. It just says don't bear the sword in vain. You know what I mean? So the Bible doesn't teach against guns or weapons, but it teaches about don't be pulling out weapons for no reason. You know what I mean? So I still got to protect my family and myself, you know. And so I know what that's like, bro. I used to roll around with 3 weapons. 3. I had a shotgun, a 45, and a 32, all in my vehicle at one point. You know, not exaggerating, bro, because I that's how life was for me, man. I couldn't go nowhere, bro. You know, everywhere we went, even on the bus.
Yeah,
we used
RTD.
We used to keep a strap in the diaper bag wherever we went, man. We were always never left home without it. You know, and that's what kept me alive all these years. My homeboy Little Poizon, me and him used to disagree. You know, he's in that picture, G-Lew, with it's my girl and his girl. There's 2 couples in that picture. That's my homeboy Little Poizon, man. He got killed execution style. It's the one where it's the couples, 2 couples.
Oh.
I don't know if you uploaded it, but either way, in that picture is my homeboy Little Poizon. And
I don't have that. I thought I did.
It's cool, bro. But he thought he was dumb, bro, to roll around with a strap all the time because he didn't want to go to jail just for having a strap.
Right.
But I was like, bro, it's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6, man.
Carried by 6. Damn.
And that's how he ended up dying, bro, because you know he put his hands on somebody's he got his hands on the wrong stuff that belonged to somebody else, man, and it came for him. You know, this is a homie that my little homie had everything, bro. You know, but his problem was greed, and greed will get you killed. He didn't do drugs. He didn't have, you know, he wasn't a addict, but he had a problem with greed, you know,
right?
And it got him. It ended up taking him out, and you know. But yeah, bro, that's another thing is that people don't have the will to survive. You gotta have the will to survive. Also, if you're gonna be living that lifestyle. You know? So one of my hashtags that I use is protect your neck. So what I tell the gang members that come in here, my way is tell them, look, man, you have to survive this. I'm not telling you to get out your gang. I'm not telling you to, you know, all that, because I know why gangs exist. I know why you're in the gang.
Right.
But you gotta. I go. The name of the game is to survive the game. Survive this, bro. You know, because in the black community, black on black crime, bro, they're killing each other left and right, bro. Some of them don't even. It's just on sight, just for looking at each other wrong. They're killing each other right now, just for a look, or you know. So it's pretty sad, man. Over here on this side of town, Long Beach, Compton, Watts, all this area. If I don't know the victim, I know the shooter. You know. Right now, from there's a guy from Carver Park Crit that's locked up right now, and pretty much him and his brother went to retaliate on somebody, and he ends up, his brother gets killed, and then they end up locking his own brother up. You know, they tied him to his own brother's death. You know what I'm talking about, that law?
Yeah.
If anybody dies in a
you get charged for all of it. Yeah. Whoever survives gets charged with all the murders.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna be interviewing. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, you guys. Like, to answer your question, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna start kind of what you're doing, G-Lew. I'm gonna bring them in. You know, what I use is my Instagram channel. It's my easiest way. You know, I'll go live.
Right.
So on my Instagram channel, I'm gonna what I do is when I know somebody that passes away or something, I'll bless them with like a bouquet of white roses. You know, so I want to do something with that. You know, I want to call it like white roses, and that'll be the day that I interview one of my customers. And I have plenty, but we got enough people where we could do this for like, you know, probably the next at least 2 years.
Right.
That's how many.
And where they can what can they find you out on IG? What account is that?
Mr. Poizon. MRPO at MR Mr. Poizon, MRPOIZON.
Yeah, Poizon with a Z.
Right now, on my Instagram, you would have seen nothing but tattoos and maybe some pictures of me. You know, I gotta market myself, right? But right now, you're gonna just see all the pictures that I've been doing, and I've been focusing more on just social media. At my church, I stream the services, and I kind of see myself getting worked into where I'm probably gonna be like overseeing like social media and stuff like that, you know. And then I want to work with the people. I already have friends, you know, through tattooing. I already have like inroads into the community already. You know what I mean? Inroads that are hard to make. You know what I mean? So it's all new, bro. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure my pastor, you know, if he's watching, I know when I came to his church, I know coming as a tattoo artist, I'm sure my pastor is going to be scratching his head like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this guy? You know what I mean? Because tattooing, you know, it comes with that stigma, you know, but I shared with my pastor, I said, like, man, you know, like, what a better way to get, I mean, dude, I got bona fide pimps and prostitutes coming in my studio.
Right.
You know, the sex trafficking thing is huge right now. Huge, guys. You know, we could talk about that. You know, I'm talking about we got pimps and prostitutes that are proud of what they do, that follow me on Instagram, that will post right now. They'll post what they're gonna wear tonight. Tonight's outfit. For real.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we can go on and on, man. But
no, we're gonna definitely continue this, but we're gonna continue, like the homie said, bring you back whenever you're ready. And we want to check out your new show. When can we check out a new episode of your the thing you do now, the interviews, and where at your Instagram?
We're gonna be investing in some microphones, a laptop. So I want to get all the, you know, what you guys got going on. So this is all, like, believe it or not, guys, you guys are seeing the whole beginning of what
okay.
This is something I've always wanted to do, but I never had the time.
Right.
But now I'm like the little homie. I didn't have time the other day, cuz.
Now I got time, cuz. I got time now. You know, they said he passed away. I don't know how true that was. Somebody said he got killed or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Man.
Yeah. But yeah, he said I got time today, cuz.
Hey, man, and you know what? I got an opportunity to work with, up and coming rappers. OT Genesis, I met him right here in my shopping center.
That's where he's from, North Long Beach, ain't he? Somewhere over there.
North side. He's from a gang called Two Ends, and I'm in a rap video with one of their OGs, man. One of the first rap videos that they came in here and did, and I kind of banned myself from doing rap videos, big dog.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what. These guys be telling on each other, bro, and I don't want to be a part of that, bro.
Right.
So I made a rule.
I ain't mad at you.
If I don't know you for at least 2 years, don't ask me to get in your video.
Right. I ain't mad at that, bro. That's real.
It don't make me
right.
It doesn't affect me, but it is embarrassing. Right. You know what I mean? That's what happened, bro.
Yeah.
The video I'm in, the main rapper ends up telling on 2 of his homies, man. Sheesh. And there was dudes from different hoods in the video, you know what I mean? But I'm the only Southsider in the video because I'm tattooing on them in the video, you know? And then
all bad.
one of the OGs from right here where I live is the Mac Mafia Crips. Mac Mafia, shout out Mac Mafia, North Side.
Yeah.
And I know all of them. You know what I mean? They got love for me, man. I live right here on their block in their hood. And one of their OGs came to my door. Dude named MD. I'm like, "What's up, MD?" He's like, "Hey, Poise, man, I'm just coming to let you know, Whoop de Whoop got on the stand yesterday, and he's walking free today." I'm like, "What?" Oh, dude, it was like he died. I was like, "Oh no," because I'm in the video. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh my God! I was like, "No." It's tricky out here, G-Lew.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. You gotta stay on point. You gotta stay on point, man.
Yeah, man, it gets tricky. You know,
crafty.
so I do. I feel that I'm part of what's the word? I like to be where the action is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And but I'm representing God. You know what I'm saying? So and I thought that my following would take a dip, you know, because I started going to church. And you know what, bro? It didn't, man. I got guys that will hop out. A dude recently came by. He's like, "Hey, Poizon, man, keep sharing your messages, man. We're listening. I was like, "What?" I wasn't expecting it to say that to me, bro.
Right.
You know? And I was like, so I get blessed, man, every time. You know, I got like real bona fide gangsters pulling up, man. Give me hugs, you
That's
know. So I'm gonna be interviewing them. You know, like a shout out to GS from West Side Rolling 20 Bloods. His dad is Jimbo, one of the founders of the West Side Rolling 20s. Man, he was the president.
He just passed away last year, right?
Yes, sir. His son. If you look on my Instagram, he's the guy that I did his whole back. It says Los Angeles at the top. I got helicopters. I got the North Hollywood bank robber in there. I got a girl coming down on a stripper pole. I got all kinds of stuff in there, man. He's from repping West Adams, you know?
Yeah.
And well, that's his son, man.
Wow.
Yeah, and that guy got a master's. He's kind of like he reminds me of something like a Nip. You know, this is the evolution. We got we got these gang members that are coming up now, G, that are educated, that are changing the game, you know? And we need to celebrate that, you know? Because he's
yes, sir.
He's really from the hood, but he got a master's in business. He owns a house. He got a Harley.
That's big. That's big, man.
He came and just dropped a whole pound of weed on me. He came and dropped a whole pound of weed. Here, boys, bam. Work on me when you can. For real.
Wow.
I was like, man. I said, and I was telling my wife, I says, you know, that's the thing about the black bros. When they show you love, they're gonna show you love.
Yeah.
That's one thing about that I've learned about the black community. When a black person wants to show you love, they're really gonna show you some love.
You love all the way. That means it's really respect. Yeah, it's really respect, man. Really respect you, bro. You know, you are to be respected, man. And I respect you, bro. Got much love. You know, we've been connecting, chopping it up, you know, all the time, bro. And I just always tell you how proud I am, bro, and just keep doing your thing, bro. And you know, keeping it positive, man, because the people need you, bro. And you got a beautiful family, homie. And shout out to the wifey again for joining us as well. Glad she could be here with us, man. Your ride or die, the right hand, you know what I mean? Left hand, you know, both, man. Just shout out to you, Norma. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
thank you. Conejo, you got anything else?
Dog, so at any point when you want to stop, I'm good, though. I'm good. But
yeah, that's what I say. We'll go ahead.
I was gonna say, hey, Norma, you take care of that man. You have a good man on the side of you. You take care of him, and you take care of her. And it was a blessing talking to you guys right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Amen. Amen.
Look forward to doing it again soon, you guys. All right. And,
yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate it, man. Wherever I go from here, you guys were part of that, bro. You guys make your contribution, and you guys encouraged me, And I want to do the same thing you guys are doing, bro. I want to,
Thank you, bro.
because social media is the new. This is the way. This is the way.
The way. Yeah. Yep.
The way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And let's transcend, man. Let's surpass whatever, even our own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna be blown away by even where you're gonna go. You know?
Yeah.
That's why I keep telling Javier. I said, bro, I said, man, this ain't nothing.
Yeah.
You know, just keep that same positive vibe, bro. I went and blessed him with a 3-wheel bike. And trust me, do you give away bikes? I do not give away bikes, bro. I build bikes. I don't give them away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that was dope, man. Shout out
bless him with a 3-wheel bike.
And you pulled up over there and did the interview, man. He pulled up, did the interview. That was dope, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes,
had his wife with him.
So where you at right now, G?
I'm right now I'm in the A right now, man.
What you doing out there, man? You living out there?
I'm out here making some moves, man. You
That's
know
what
I mean?
I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you.
I'm always home though. I'll be back next month.
He gets down there more often than I do.
I'll be back next month. I'm gonna come see you, my boy.
Hey G, who's Queen Jean?
Oh, that's my co-host. That's my right hand on all of my shows. She doesn't do the you know, I got the radio show, I got a lot of stuff. She's like my partner on that. That's my partner, my co-host.
That's
shout out to Queen Jean.
That's right. Yeah, man. She made some comments, she made some posts, man. So
that's my right hand on the radio show. This is my YouTube thing, me and Conejo. And I got a radio show I've been doing like 10 years, bro. You know,
that's
yeah.
Where is that in Atlanta?
It's online. I'll shoot you the links and all that, but we're online. You can tune in anytime. So I'll shoot you the link, bro.
Shoot it.
Man, thank you, bro.
Dog.
Bees up. It's a beat thing. That's my boy, Boyle Heights.
Yeah, you got the bricks. Right on the beat.
Hey.
That's how we do it.
Hey, G.
What up?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I see your Dodger hat, I said, I need one of those.
I
really got one. I did, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what's up, boy.
I said, I gotta have one. I went and got one. As soon as I seen your Brooklyn hat, I said, man.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Yeah, for sure. It's all love, bro.
All right,
I'll be in touch, homie. Thank you again.
All right, you're welcome. All right, God bless everybody.
All right.
Good night. 3 hours, baby. It's a marathon.
Yes, sir. We did it.
All
right, homeboy.
Marathon.
Yes, sir. Continue. TMC. Polo, what up, Polo? Much respect to Cody, Mac Malone.
Hey, everybody. Hey, let me step in real quick, right quick. Don't forget Sunday. We back with the Oldies show.
Yeah,
Oldies rule forever. We back on Sunday.
Oldies show we do on Sundays. Poizon. Just I know you like the oldies, man. We just play strictly oldies. So
absolutely.
Tune in with us Sunday night.
Shout out to the homie Dirty, man.
Yeah,
all right,
shout out
come check it out. We'll be on.
Yeah, we'll be tapping in. Much love. We're out of here. Peace, y'all.
The homie Dirty did his thing. All right, you guys.
Yeah,
God
he
bless.
did.
All right.
Peace.